Hi there, welcome to the Cloud Cinema. My name is Aaron, and I have got my special co-host there. How's it going?
It's going good.
We were
My
supposed to do
name's
this,
Malcolm of May2December.
which you should be checking out, by the way.
I'm
We were
new to
supposed
all
to do
this,
on
as you
Saturday.
all know, so, this is my first stream here, and I just want to say thank you.
We're supposed to do this on Saturday.
We
And
were.
somebody's fault that we didn't do it.
Oh,
It was me. Stuff came up. Hey there,
Yep.
Alex, William, Robert. Hey, everybody.
Let me put the thing on, because I can see the chat as well. There we go. Let's see it go up then. It's, there we go. Oh, there we go. That way I can just watch the, what do you call it then?
So
See
you
the
bought
comments.
something today. Before we start this, you said you bought a pre-order today. You got a pre-order today, didn't you? Like you got
Did
one,
I?
like you pre-ordered something.
Are you
Was it
talking
very,
about my module? It's about from Arrow?
Oh, you got something from Arrow?
Yeah.
What'd you get?
I got this.
Am I going to be jealous? I am going to be jealous. Oh my God, it is so sexy.
Look at that. Huh?
And it's the Bruce Lee set.
Oh, this is the web store exclusive version,
That is gorgeous.
which I prefer to the red one.
I do too, actually. I like the look of it.
I'll be honest with you. I haven't opened it yet because I want to open it once I get into it, so it doesn't get damaged.
No, understandable. So I've heard
But
I've seen a little bit of an opening thing. They've indicated it. So it's going to be those kind of the cardboard with the
yeah,
posters.
like 10. It's like 10 disc trays, isn't it? In a way.
Yeah, which I love, by the way.
I
It's
don't know if I like that. I mean, I like it in a set like that because it's in an actual box, but I don't like it when it's like sideways in.
I mean, I thought I wasn't going to. When I finally got it, I really did like it. I should turn on a light here. There we go.
Oh, there we can see you.
So what I thought we'd do today, and I didn't, is that we both got some movies, some Criterion picks.
Yep.
So we don't know each other's Criterion picks.
No.
So we could double over all that type of stuff. So I thought we'd do our Criterion picks.
Okay.
We go to the website. We give our wish list for Criterions we most want to own.
Oh, lovely.
And get some thoughts and suggestions for from people here in the chat.
Well, I like that idea.
And at least once my voice will go when you do most of the talking. So there we go.
Yeah, there you go. I feel like it when I talk because I talk a lot of craziness.
Here's the thing. Here's what you don't do, guys. When you're making a video, before you're making the video, don't put on like Spotify like 45 minutes before and sing along to all the songs. Because I do that. Every video.
It adds unpredictability to the situation.
I think when you came in, I was listening to Alan Parsons Project, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, which is amazing, by the way.
It is gorgeous, Alex. And you cancelled yours.
He cancelled his. Are you serious?
He cancelled this because he found a massive Jackie Chan lot of movies sealed, so he picked up instead.
Ah, well, it's hard. Jackie Chan versus Bruce Lee.
But Bruce Lee in 4K.
It's true.
Netflix Western movie Power of the Dog is now available on Criterion DVD, Blu-ray, and 4K. Yeah, I saw that. I've had high recommendations for that from people.
All right. Why don't you start?
You want me to start first?
Tell me something sexy, man.
All right, choose something real sexy. All right, here we go. I'm going to start with a small one first because I've got a big one to show up. I'm not going to do that right now. This one is one of my favourites. I waited years to find this movie to watch it. I guarantee you've seen this. If you've not seen this, I'll be gobsmacked. It's a Japanese movie, and it's called Vengeance is Mine.
I don't own it, though.
You've seen it, though, right?
Before, yeah.
This is based on a true story, right? about a killer who, kills. And there's a lot to it, basically. He goes into hiding and he's just sick. All you've got to do is look at the guy's face who's playing him, how horrible he looks,
That's a gorgeous cover too, by the way.
It is gorgeous. I prefer this to the, I think it's the Eureka release. There was a Eureka release in the UK, and it has him with the woman who's in it most of the film, right? Has his arm around her, and that's out of print over here. So I was glad I got this version. I also like, but when you open it up inside the case, look at that.
I love that. I got to say, Criterion gets ragged on for not having like exciting enough covers. Nice there was a documentary that was done about like VHS collecting, and I think Frank Henenlotter said, like, love Criterion. Their covers are so boring. Maybe back then, but not so much now.
Well, I'll be honest. I think Criterion, they do good covers depending on the film. I mean, some of their covers are not so great, especially more recently. With some of them, like I'm trying to think of some in particular. Maybe I'll be able to point it out when we actually look at them.
I can think of one right now.
Okay, what one? There you go. Exactly. That's one example. Yeah.
Okay, my first pick's a very different film, but it's one that I love. That's really special to me, and it's the DVD copy because I got DVDs and Blu-rays there. And that is from 1966. So I know you've seen it, and it's a classic, and it is Seconds.
Oh, Seconds, nice.
I love this movie. I remember seeing this when I was young, and it was on VHS. And I love John Frankenheimer's films, but there's just something about this film. And Rock Hudson is amazing.
Yes, the man.
Because you have him, because it's like something you can almost see, like Ray Bradbury-esque, like just 10 minutes in the future type of thing. And it had like a wonderful like kind of booklet there. I guess like some people will either like or dislike the art, but I thought it was utterly fantastic. I just looked.
I don't think anyone does booklets as good as Criterion, to be honest.
Yeah, I think Arrow comes the closest, but
I mean, yeah, you're probably right. I mean, I get films does a good job in that, but I don't know. It just feels more of a complete package with Criterion, really. Like it feels like a deluxe treatment, even if the books are not as big. Do you get what I mean? I think it's because the booklets feel more premium, but at the same time, some of the recent ones, like the Police Story, double one they did, that was just like a poster folder, so they kind of lost that, if you ask me.
Yeah, I mean, like, especially with the, like, Criterion's done a few of those, like, 2-page photo things, which I don't really.
I don't like them.
Not a big fan.
They feel like a cheap out.
I got a few here, so hopefully you got a few too.
All right. I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, technically 6, I guess.
I have more.
So next up is a movie from 1941.
All right.
Yeah. What's this? Vengeance is my brand to kill. Double Bill could do a hell of a lot worse. I want that Brandon to Kill 4K. That's what I want. I've got Tokyo Drifter, but I haven't watched it yet, so I can't talk about it.
I still got Brandon Kill on the Arrow edition, the Arrow.
Yeah.
On the put out.
That's a great edition, but I want to get the 4K of it because I really want to see the difference. Okay, so this is from 1941, black and white, obviously. And this is the Humphrey Bogart classic, High Sierra.
Another wonderful film that I have not yet upgraded. So
masterpiece, this film. Absolute masterpiece, this film. I watched this film. I did not expect much from it. Oh, well,
here's the thing, Alex. I can't put Decalogue in there because, and you know I own the superior version of Decalogue. So there, you can stay.
There you go. Well, so High Sierra to me is one of those films I didn't expect much from going in because I'd never seen it. This was years ago, and Ida Lupino is just fantastic in it. They've got incredible chemistry. The story just hooks you, and at the end, I was actually in tears.
She's genius. Like
Yeah.
in like an actress, but behind the scenes too. Like she was one of the
Great
minds.
director. She
Fantastic.
directed like, didn't she direct like 8 films?
Yeah, like I think, but didn't she do Detour? I'm pretty sure that's a Criterion film.
Detour?
Yeah. Was
No.
that her? Who was that?
No.
that
I've got
is
it.
Almer?
I've got it. So what you mean directed it?
Yeah, it's Almer, right then? Who
Yeah.
directed that? Yeah, it's Almer. Okay.
Edgar G. Ulmer.
What am I thinking of? No, there's no art that I'm thinking of that I just can't place right now. Was it Hitchhiker?
I might have
Something
watched it. I might have watched it, but let me have a look.
like this. Do you own the Blu-ray of Midnight Cowboy? I wish. I love that movie actually.
I don't own it, sadly.
Kind of broke my heart, but I do love it.
Let me look quickly. I'm just looking at directorial stuff.
I'm gonna have to go to the cool ones because you're obviously bringing out the big guns early on.
Yep.
So, film noir, kind of one of my favorite movies of all time. Definitely in my top 10.
Yeah.
Kiss Me Deadly.
Oh, you know, I love that. I didn't really like it.
Are you not? You didn't like Kiss Me Deadly?
Yeah, I don't know if it was because I watched it at the wrong time. What I mean by that is there was a lot going on that day.
You must.
So it might have been that I was distracted, but I remember watching it and go, what's going on? You know?
I mean, like this is like there'd be no Repo Man or any of those other films if this movie had not come first.
I mean, it's got a great filming style. It's things like that, but I think it was just one of those bad days.
And it's got some great special features on it too. It's a really good documentary, Mickey Spillane, that I definitely recommend you check out. You know, stars Ralph Meeker, Wesley Addy. I think Cloris Leachman is the girl at the beginning, right? Is it Cloris Leachman?
Yeah,
I think so.
I think so. It's been a
Because
while.
it's not listed here, but I'm pretty sure that's the girl that he picks up at the beginning of the film.
Mm.
And you know,
Talk about that. You just made me think we should do a film noir stream.
That'll be a good one. I love film noir, so
because I've got tons of them, but I can talk about. So let's mix it up a bit. Actually, I don't want to put that in yet because that's too similar. All right. Next up, we've got a film from 1923.
And we're going early here.
You're going early, right? Everybody's seen this. If you haven't seen it, you don't know classic cinema, obviously, you know. And that is Safety Last. Yes.
What a great movie.
Brilliant movie. I tell you, this movie is one of those movies you just can't get bored with. You put it on and something happens every minute, you know.
Okay.
And it's just phenomenal. Harold Lloyd, to me, is very underrated. You know, he's a brilliant person. Brilliant films, a lot more entertaining than Buster Keaton and Charlie Chaplin, in my view, especially Charlie Chaplin. Charlie Chaplin to me felt like a Vincent McPete person, as I feel like Harold Lloyd and Buster Keaton were the better ones. I know that's quite controversial, but
that is pretty controversial. Actually, Gold Rush is still one of my favorites, but this may be one of my all-time favorite like silent comedies, like Safety Last. What I love about it is it has that famous sequence, by the way, that like ultra famous sequence. If you've never seen the movie, you've seen the clock picture somewhere in your life. But in a lot of movies, that would be right where you would be like, okay, what a great set piece. We'll work towards, we'll build the film around that. But everything is just so organically done and just moves along at such a pace, such a wonderful pace.
Yeah.
That it just when it happens, it's just perfect. It's just like
and don't forget that scene encouraged Jackie Chan in Project A.
Exactly.
And without Harold Lloyd and Buster Keaton, we wouldn't have Jackie Chan probably.
That's true because he takes a lot of his stuff from Keaton a lot.
Exactly.
Have we seen Freshman and Kid Brother? Yes, I actually own a Harold Lloyd set which has both those films on it.
I have both those films in a set, but I haven't got into that set yet because I've seen a lot of them on TV, you know, those really cheap channels years ago when I was a kid. And ones like this have really stuck with me. And because they're out on Criterion, they're easy to pick up. But when you get the ones on DVD sets, they're kind of a bit, do you know what I mean?
Did you watch the documentary? It's
I did
so
watch
good.
the documentary. It was
It
really
is so
good, yeah. I loved knowing about it, especially the fact that he had missing fingers. Mental. Oi!
I had to put this in here. So for those that don't know, Purple Noon, it's a French film, and it is based on Patricia Highsmith's novel, The Talented Mr. Ripley,
Yep.
done years before, obviously, that other Talented Mr. Ripley. But Elaine Delon was perfect for this film. And I actually bought this one kind of, I hadn't seen it before. It was kind of sight unseen. So I went in pretty blind. I didn't know, or I hadn't read anything in the back. I just saw it was
Yeah.
Criterion. I was at a store and I wanted to buy a Criterion, and it was fairly cheap. So I picked it up. I went home. I turned it on and watched it, and I get into it a bit. I'm like, this story's kind of familiar. So it was a while before I actually.
Funny enough, I had that last night. Sorry to cut in here. I had that last night. I was watching Panic Beach, the Paul Naschy film, and I went, this reminds me of one, and it was a remake of Horror Rises from the Tomb, and I went, there we go.
Yeah.
I went, so yeah. Sorry about that. And welcome to your own Fantastic Planet. I do own Fantastic Planet. It's a classic.
I never got asked, but I don't. That's what my better half really wants.
Yeah, it's a classic. I don't have it here to show off, but I have it, and I really love it. Trying to keep an eye on the chat because I can't see the chat. When we're doing a thing, I try and do that because I can't see on the side. So it's my turn, isn't it? So my next one is from 2010. And it's 339 minutes long. And I believe it's 3 discs. And it's a box set. And that is Carlos.
Okay, you picked up a good one. For a minute there, I wasn't sure.
I had this on... Oh, it's 2 discs, yeah. I had this on the UK version, which only had... I think it had the movie and the episodes on it. And I really, really love this. This is one of my favourite sets from Criterion. And I would say, if you've not seen this, you should go out and watch it. I love how it all went, We all get a little bit of swelling down below and we get caught, That's life, sadly. But I love it.
How do you feel about newer movies on Criterion?
I don't know, I used to think Criterion, I guess it's like the whole discussion we've had about Arrow, for instance, when they used to be like a cult label.
Yeah.
I think that Criterion's fine as long as it's within the reason of something like, I don't think Wall-E should be on Criterion, right? Because that's Disney. I don't get that at all, right? I get being a favourite and people loving it and that, but I don't get it. Like, if you said to me, do you want Wall-E? Or do you want, let's say, The Great Escape, right? I'd say, I want The Great Escape. If you said to me, do I want, I don't know, I'm trying to think of a newer title that's come on there.
Oh, there's Irishman, Uncut Gems, stuff like that. Like the
Irishman makes sense because it's Martin Scorsese. So it kind of makes sense because the film thing. But, I prefer the older films anyway. But they don't seem to... but then, they're going to run out at some point, I guess. I mean, when you got the BFI over here, do just as good of a job. It's,
there's... I guess I should pick Silent box set.
Oh, do you know what? I wanted to pick that up. I almost picked that up the other day on eBay.
Definitely. It's a really good one, actually. Great films. Underworld, especially. I really like all 3 of them are good. So this is the 3 silent classics of Joseph von Sternberg. Great films. If you haven't seen these, have you ever watched I think there was like a documentary on TCM. I think it might have been a pre-code documentary, and they talked about Underworld on there.
In case people don't know what TCM is, 10 of classic movies.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, just in case people don't know. But this is a really, really nice set. It does have the cases done like they have for that. Or so, and they're so nicely done. It's just like just a neat little image. That's Command is a really good film.
Oh, I like that.
And Underworld is Like I love them all, but I think Underworld's kind of my favorite.
Yeah.
And there's a book. There's like a big book with it as well.
That's what you want in sets like that, though, because they're so old that you want to read up on them.
Exactly, and this is, if you're thinking about getting it, it's really, really good. There's some video essays on here as well. There's even got like a Swedish TV interview, which I remember watching back when I first got it. But it's one of my favorite, kind of the smaller sets when it comes for Criterion. If you like classic like cinema, and you like the darker, like silent era stuff, then Sternberg obviously did a lot of work with like Marlene Dietrich, but this is like
classic actress,
silent era stuff. So that's my first, I guess, my first deep cut.
Oh,
not my last.
Okay, I've got one more here. If I need to, I can go and get one. So I haven't seen yet, but I'm looking forward to watching. If I need to. So this one's still, because I watched this in America and I rebought it over here because I knew it was available here. So in case you're wondering, that's the reason why it's sealed. And that is Detour.
See, that's why you knew that. That's how you knew the director.
Yeah, because it was all because of the Detour. Yeah, I love this film. This film is really short. I think it's like 69 minutes, but it's such a great film. The ending is so shocking. I mean, the bit in the hotel room, it's just shocking. Like, wow. And that's what happens. I love the chemistry between the two leads. I love the whole setting. I love the cinematography. I love the story of him telling back what happened. It's just a phenomenal movie. If you've got like 69 minutes, I'm guessing it's 69 minutes. I can't look because it's got the thing on there. But this is a film that you need to get. If you're not sure about film wars and that, you pick this up. And I totally agree with you, William.
It is a great film.
Brilliant, absolutely. Oh no, I've got one more after this, because I brought it down with me. One Muppet.
William agreed with you, by the way.
What's that?
William said that Criterion was made to restore movies like the movies from the 30s and 40s, not to put out Disney movies.
Well, I mean, I personally agree. I mean, if I'm honest with you, I think for a lot of people forget what the main statement is of their labels. Luckily Mondo Macabro has kind of stuck with it with their whole, the ends of world cinema and stuff like that. But, things like Criterion doing Disney is ridiculous. I think it's ridiculous for them releasing films past the late 90s.
It depends on the Disney. I don't know. If Criterion released The Computer Wore Tennis Shoes, there you go.
Yeah, but that's because it's never been on disc, right?
Just on the DVD. I own it actually.
Well, I mean, like Blu-ray disc.
DVD.
Yeah. So it'd be nice. It's been a film.
I don't own the following. Do you have the following?
I've got it coming. I bought the Black Label release from 101 Films, so I've got it coming. But I've not seen it. To be honest with you, I didn't know it existed until it was announced. So that's pretty bad.
I didn't know it existed, but I don't think I've seen it. So that's the truth. Here's a movie that everybody should own. That's Criterion. It is gorgeous. It is Powell and Pressburger, and it is not the Powell and Pressburger movie that everybody thinks it's going to be. Because whenever I say Powell and Pressburger, everybody says Red Shoes. No, and then they'll say The Life and Death of Colonel Blimp. Also no. Both very good films, by the way. But Black Narcissus.
Oh, nice.
Hands down, for me, is their best film.
Yeah.
It's just shot beautifully. The nuns go up, to make the convent up in the, where's it at again? Like up in the mountains, up in the Himalayas. And we get you've seen the movie, right?
No.
Oh, it is fantastic. So they go up there and the Himalayas, and there's nature and everything is kind of working against them. And there's somebody there that's kind of working against them too, because somebody kind of loses it.
Yeah.
And it's so well done. It's just beautifully done. It's like 101 minutes, so it's not overtly long. And but it's, especially for a Powell and Pressburger film, but it's gorgeous like you'd expect. But I just love the actors in this film. And there's this, I can't show that. Actually kind of gives Give something away. Uh, yeah, because there's a picture of like one of the characters here, but
Yeah.
the character's looking so evil in the picture that you will 100% know that that's the evil character in the movie. Either way, it's I can't share the booklet, but it's just believe me, that is good.
What's
I
this?
wish I owned Peeping Tom. I don't, but I love Peeping Tom. It's one of my favorites.
Peeping Tom, I own. It's a Studio Canal release, I believe, over here.
Yeah.
On Blu-ray. It's a to me, that's up there with Psycho. It's one of the greatest kind of horror thrillers of its time. I
It is.
really, really love that film.
Halloween Resurrection, like of all movies, has the best like throwback to Peeping Tom. So in the movie Halloween Resurrection, there's a sequence where a camera guy is setting up the cameras in the Myers house.
Yes.
And while he's doing that, when they're looking away, Michael Myers takes the tripod
Yeah.
and he kills the cameraman with it. In a direct reference, a homage to Peeping Tom,
Yeah.
which is one of the best parts of that movie and why I can never hate Halloween Resurrection.
If you like, I will say this quickly. If you like Peeping Toms, right?
Peeping Toms.
All right.
Keep your
Well,
window
we'll be
shades open.
people. If you like Peeping Tom and you like Psycho, check out Symptoms with Angela Pleasanton. I watched that recently, and that was a 5-star movie. I loved it. It reminded me so much of Psycho, but it was so much better. You know, so if you like movies from that time, definitely check that out.
You got the Mono Macabre release, right? Or did you get the
Yes.
one in the UK? Yeah, it is
The Mono-
fantastic. It's one of my first Mono Macabres actually.
Because I watched it. I watched it yesterday, and I was like, "Wow!" You know?
By the way, you've also finally you messaged me. You got to watch Tango Perversion.
Yes, Tango Perversion,
Fantastic.
which I have to be honest is very shocking, but also very tame. I was actually impressed with the scenes of what he was doing.
Yeah, well, it's like there's that sequence that I can't say. Maybe we'll say when we're doing our Patreon video.
Yeah.
Because that's coming up next week. So there's a sequence where it all comes together, where something like, well, I'll call it the Stone Cold sequence, where glass shatters.
Yes.
And after glass shatters, life change.
Yes.
It's just a brilliant sequence of the film, and it goes from there.
I will say to you right now, the scenes where he does the unthinkable.
Yeah.
Right. I actually thought they were very tastefully done.
They were actually I thought they did a good job with that film. I mean, it was really well done movie. I know you weren't as big on the White Killers, but I like that. I did like the White Killers too.
Yeah, I thought that was a little bit more compared to the other one. That one felt more of a TV movie than the other one. Okay, so my next one's a big one.
All right.
So it's a massive one, right? And that one is the Fellini box set.
I need that one. That looks like those record sets would come out back in the day?
Yes, that's exactly what it is. Now, I can tell you a little story of how I ended up with this. So, a friend of mine, Alex, actually, he told me he wanted this set. So, I looked it up and I found it for like $90 on eBay.
Holy crap.
Right? So, I bought it, right? When I got it, it came with all the discs stuck together, right? Yeah, so I contacted the woman, right, who sold it to me because it looked like they were liquidators, got a whole load of them. And she sold me another copy for 99p and then gave me a refund on it. So I ended up with 2 copies. Now, unluckily, half the ones in the one I had didn't work, so the other half did, But it's a beautiful set. You open it up. Oh, yeah, be careful with it. I don't want to damage it. You open it up and it's got like a book in it. So if I do this, it's got like 2 books there, which is quite nice. So it's got the guide to the films and it's got the essential Fellini essays. And then if I put this down like this and open this up, see, this is the problem with these sets where, they're in the cardboard sleeves. They slide out. If they wiggle around too much. So let me just put that in if I can. Hold on a sec. Oh, there we go. And then you have them like this in the thing, which I don't really like that much personally, because I don't like that they're not really protected.
See, I don't mind because it's Blu-ray. If that was like DVD, I'd be a little bit more iffy. But like as Blu-ray, it's not too bad. Like it's harder to scratch, and if they're scratched, you don't usually.
Yeah, I mean, I like it. I like the set, but I feel like they could have done a little bit better with this itself. It reminds me a lot of the Godzilla set in a way, except the Godzilla set is just like this. It isn't inside the box, you
Yeah.
know. So
And
this to me, now, before I bought this set, right, excuse me, I'd never seen a Fellini movie, right? Never. I watched the first film in this set, which is Variety Lights, I believe. Yeah, it is. Right. And I kid you not, I was sobbing by the end of the movie. And I was like, this movie's fantastic. And then I watched the second movie, which The White Sheik, right? And that movie had me literally go upstairs, hug my wife, and say to her, I love you more than anything in this entire world, and cried in her arms. Because for some reason, Fellini movies, they get to me. They make me emotional. They make me think about my life, right? The only one that hasn't so far is La Strada. For some reason, I did not like that movie. It was very watchable, but I didn't like it.
I'll be honest with you. If I was to say overrated, Fellini, La Strada is on that list. My favorite Fellini, won't make it as my next pick, but I'll show you, is Amico. Because I love this one. It was just such a personal film that he did, and it was based on his, really his life, his town, and I just kind of fell in love with the movie.
Yeah.
But my next pick is a box set.
Oh.
And from one of my favorite directors and French directors, and one of the best box sets that I think they've ever put out was Jacques Demy collection.
Oh, nice.
I loved it. So it's got Lola, Bay of Angels, Umbrellas of Cherbourg, The Young Girls of Rochefort, Donkey Skin, Un Chambre in Ville. But Young Girls of Rochefort. So basically, Jacques Demy was a director that was in love with old cinema. He loved the musicals, and he loved film noir.
He was with Agnes Varda as well, wasn't he?
Yeah, oh yeah, that's her husband.
Yeah.
But what's really cool is he mixes and blends them so well. So you got the Young Girls of Rochefort, right? And it's got music and Gene Kelly. There's dancing, and there's a serial killer. I'm like, what? Like it's this romantic film, and it's colorful, it's beautiful and gorgeous, and there just happens to be a serial killer kind of come along. It's so random, and it's kind of unexpected, but it somehow still seems to fit. And what I actually really love about it is that it actually has Catherine Deneuve's real sister in the movie as well. I love this. Do you have this set, by the way?
No, it's a set I've wanted, but I never could get the right price. Same as the Cavett set, the John Cavett set.
That's one I need. The Cassavetes set. I need it so bad. But this one here, this was the first one I saw. Donkey Skin, Podin in French. French that I do know. So my better half, we were dating, and she said, I saw this movie when I was young. I'd like to see it again. So I found it back then. There was no way to find it except for online. So there's this really kind of random, have you seen this movie, by the way?
No, I haven't seen any of them.
So
I was just laughing because I was thinking about the title when you saying when your wife, you said to her, you said, "Well, it's child," and I had this big thing that popped in my head, and it was completely wrong for the chat, and that's what made me laugh. Do you want me to? I'm going to get a few more titles because you've got some more, right?
I do, yeah. But let me tell you down before you go, because you're going to want it after this. It's based on a fairy tale. And basically, Catherine Deneuve, because she's in a lot of his films, plays this queen. And she's had her daughter, and now she's dying. She dies, basically dying in childbirth. And King he's distraught. he cannot imagine being with anybody else now that she's dead. So he doesn't. And then his daughter turns 18, also played by Catherine Deneuve. And she looks just like her mom. Do you know where this is going?
Yes, I can guess where it's going.
So he says, what a perfect choice. And his daughter's like, no. So she's got like a kind of a fairy godmother. And she says, my dad's kind of whacked out. What do I do? She said, well, start asking him for like really ridiculous things. And so she's asking for all these things that she doesn't think he's going to give her. And he says, if you give me this, I'll marry you. I'll give you this, I'll marry you type thing. So eventually there's a donkey. And the donkey has gold or something like that.
Well, he poops.
He poops gold.
Treasure.
Yeah, treasure. So
gems and gold. And...
yeah, so she says, kill the donkey. If you kill the donkey that poops treasure, then I'll marry you. The last thing. He says, well, that's the last thing. So he does it. He kills the donkey. So she's like, holy crap. My dad wants to marry me. What do I do now? So she takes the skin of the donkey, hence the title of the film, and wears it and escapes. And that's just part of the film. There's like a lot more to it after that. So go ahead and check out Donkey Skin from Jack to Me.
I think I'm going to pick that up immediately.
It is fantastic.
Was this filmed in Mexico?
It's a very popular fairy tale. I knew the fairy tale from.
Yeah, she knew the fairy tale before she saw the movie. But so yeah, like all the Grimm's fairy tales, when you hear a bit the real fairy tales, they're messed up.
I'll be right back. I'm going to get some more Criterions.
Charlotte Perrault did a bunch of fairy tales.
Was this filmed in Mexico? No, it's a French film.
No, it's a French fairy tale.
It is pretty messed up.
Well, they're fairy tales. At least they're not Disneyfying them. That's the way they were. They were very faithful.
But can you imagine if they hadn't Disneyfied like The Little Mermaid, how horrible that would have been? Like, you know, I want to be like the people on land, and you're dead. What a sad movie. Yeah, but honestly, guys, the Jock to Me set is really, really good.
That's my favorite Criterion set.
This is her favorite Criterion set, even above the one I'm going to show next.
Yes, 100%.
That's a big one. So, what's your favorite movie on here? Umbrellas of Cherbourg, I'm going to guess, or The Young Girls of Rochefort?
The Young Girls of Rochefort and that are number ones at the same level.
But Umbrellas of Cherbourg is the most famous one.
No, to me, it's really the Young Girls of Rochefort.
He's picking up some more Criterions because I have more here. And can you beat Donkey Skin, man?
I really recommend that movie. It's lovely.
Yeah. This is Hin's.
Whole load.
This is Hin's favorite like Criterion set, like 100%.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, not even joking.
And it like $75 in the sale.
I think so. Like it's and it's like a massive set. It's not like a small set either. And the reason it's so colorful is his movies are very colorful. His movies are extremely colorful. And no, there's like they're all fantastic. Like we got like Lola here. And what's a different type of film? I mean, like he does some different type of stuff here. And Bay of Angels, which is kind of his noir type one. So if you like noir, which one?
Bay of Angels in French. It's La Baie des Anges.
And then we got like a Umbrellas of Cherbourg, which was again with Catherine Deneuve because he worked with her a lot.
Yeah,
he must have been his muse, I guess. What's your next choice? I'm excited to see.
Okay, my next choices. These are ones that I haven't watched yet.
All right.
Right, but I thought it might, be interesting. So there's some that obviously I have seen years ago, but I haven't watched the Criterion of. But I haven't seen them in like over 10 years. You know what I mean? Some of them. So.
Did you freeze up at me?
Hello?
Are you there?
Is it you?
Am I froze up? I don't know. Let's check. Their arm froze up, or Malcolm's like doing the flash thing, and he's just about to zoom across. So I'm going to go back in. Oh no!
Oh, hello, I'm back.
You froze up for a second. See?
Okay, I was wondering what's going. I was thinking, what's happening? All right. So the first one is a film noir classic, which surprisingly I have never watched. Right, I got the 4K of it because I was like, that's got to be the only way to watch it. So that's why it's one of the greatest of all time, obviously, and that is Double Indemnity.
Have you never watched Double Indemnity?
No, never seen it.
It's a fantastic. It is a fan-freaking-tastic movie. Fred McMurray is amazing. Barbara
Stanwyck, Ever G. Robinson. I mean, it's got a killer cast. You know what I mean? So it's that one.
Literally, it is great. But may seem kind of like Breathless. I love the original Breathless. If there's anything Jean-Luc Godard that I can recommend, this is probably one of my favorites. What about you, Godard-wise?
I don't like Godard.
She doesn't like Godard. But no, I love this. And what's her name? Jean Seberg is gorgeous in this movie. And Jean-Paul Belmondo, who was apparently a big sex symbol. And
he was with that big nose.
I mean, I guess, but I get when Hin told me first, like she said, well, he was a huge sex symbol.
Yeah.
He was.
I was like, damn. I also have a big nose.
Not as much as Alain Delon.
Oh, well, yeah, come on. Alain Delon had like matinee looks. But
you never understand that. I'll never understand why he was a sex symbol. I mean, he's a great actor, but he wasn't that hunky.
I said, I got a big nose too, so I can be a big sex symbol.
What's his name? Belmondo, he had a bigger nose than yours. His nose was like...
Oh.
Right.
Him was asking if we had 8.5, and I said we didn't. Not the movie, no. No, but sadly I don't have 8.5. A movie 8.5, which is
what, 8.5 weeks?
No, Fellini, 8.5.
Yeah, I've got that's in that box set.
It's such a good movie.
Yeah, it's in the box set.
Who's the actress in that too? Like
it's an autobiography. That's his life. That's towards the end. He reflects on it.
It is a great movie. What's your next one?
My next one is a classic, which I don't think anyone will argue with, and that is Thelma and Louise.
Ah.
So that classic movie.
Argue. No, I feel like Thelma and Louise.
My mum loved this movie. So when I saw it came out in 4K in America, I was like, I have to own it.
Kind of helped make Brad Pitt a star too.
It was lovely. Absolutely amazing. What number is it? 1,180. They've released 1,180 movies. Bloody hell.
Okay, it's time for me to get into the weird stuff.
Weird stuff.
Here.
Gonna get great bait.
Okay. Blind buys. So these are going to be two. And basically because I always say, if there's one company you can blind buy from and feel safe getting it, it's Criterion. So here are two ones that I blind bought and really, really love. And utter classic. So first one is the Pierre set.
Oh, nice.
Which is really freaking good. Did not know it was going to be that good. Started watching. Do you have this one?
No, you got to remember most of the stuff you've got American releases. I'm in the UK.
Well, you used to be in America, so
yeah, but I wasn't going to bring them all with me, was I?
And Jean Vigo, the grandfather of French New Wave cinema. He didn't live a long time, and this is his work here, which actually is like 3 short films and 1 feature-length film, which is pretty much all he did. So if you want to have if you like French New Wave cinema. And if you like the movie If, around it, kind of by Lindsay Anderson. Remember, with Mac McDowell?
Yeah.
So he did a movie that is pretty much, and I think it's Zero de Conduite, which is just the precursor to If. So 2 blind buys, that I hadn't seen before.
Very nice.
So
Very nice.
always, if you got the extra bones and you got stuff that you want to get, it's always fun. We always find it fun to every Criterion sale when we used to do the Criterion sale, a blind buy one thing. And those were 2 blind buys.
I mean, that's what you should do, to be honest. I mean, as somebody who buys a lot of movies, I'm constantly blind buy. What I will say is, you said that, you know, if you go blind buy from the company, Criterion's the one you always trust. For me, I'm going to be honest, it's always Mondo Macabro.
They do good stuff.
Because I know that it's always going to be out there. Do you know what I mean?
Is there a company that you don't like to blind buy from? Like,
trying to think. I don't think I'd like to blind buy from somewhere like SRS. You know, that is really on Makeflix. You know, those type. I don't mind blind buying. Saying,
oh, we lost you there. Looks like we lost Malcolm for a second. He should be back here. Hello again.
Hello. What I was saying was, I don't mind buying a film from a company that's actually a film. You know what I mean? Like actually a part of cinema. And I will buy films that are made in someone's backyard if I like the idea of them. But I don't think you can ever go wrong with a movie if you really open up to it. You know what I mean? Like if you really sit down to watch, you might not like it, you might not find it favourable, but you've had that experience.
I'm going to get crucified for saying this, though, and because I blind bought them from a lot. But in the last year, I'm not so sure about Vincent.
Oh,
hot take.
Oh,
I own Two-Lane Blacktop. I used to own. Actually, I do think I own Two-Lane Blacktop, but not the Criterion edition, unfortunately.
I don't own it, sadly.
I like Monty Hellman, so. Hey, I got a Monty Hellman film right here, actually. He did a Silent Night Deadly. I kid you not. Not joking, man. He did a Silent Night Deadly Night 3.
The
That's
worst
Monty
one.
Hellman.
That's the worst one.
Yeah, the guy that did Two-Lane Blacktop was a classic film. It's Silent Night Deadly Night 3.
Absolutely terrible, that one. I watched that and I was like, oh, no.
Yeah, man, that's pretty bad. Talking about blind buying.
Next one, let's mix it up with a classic I've still yet to watch. Because people, what you have to realize is when you buy a lot of movies, you're always going to have ones that you should have watched by now. This one is His Girl Friday.
It's fantastic.
I watched The Awful Truth, I think like 4 months ago, and I really enjoyed it. I thought it was great. I thought it had a great story, and I need to pick up Holiday, and there's another one on Criterion over here. But Holiday is in it, but for some reason I cannot find that anywhere. It's always out of stock.
Is the original film on there, like front page?
Yes, it's on there as well.
Perfect.
Yeah.
So front page, guys, was a play. I know this because I did front page.
You're that old? I didn't know that.
No. Yes, that's it. I did the original front page. I drove my dinosaur. But no, front page is one of the plays that I did, which is fantastic. It's a fantastic play. I always say His Girl Friday and Arsenic No Lace are a perfect double feature. It's just if you liked Arsenic No Lace, you're going to love His Girl Friday because it just has that snappy banter that.
To be honest with you, that's the type that made those films so much better than they are now.
Oh my god! Yeah, the screwball comedy aspect of that. I just don't think it can be like the closest you get to like banter. I guess it's not like comedy banter. Is when Aaron Sorkin writes something. Like that's maybe a little, but he has there's a specific like style to his writing.
Yeah.
Like everybody's seen like the America's not the best country in the world thing from Newsroom, right? Like everybody's seen like that the whole like that monologue, and one of the other monologues from West Wing or something like that. And he's got a Mamet had a bit too. So they're writers that have kind of an ear, not for just like writing something like just like realistic or writing something that's good, but an ear for sound. So people that Stephen Fry would love, because Stephen Fry's obsessed with words. and with language. And you can tell that people like Aaron Sorkin, Mamet, like study the language of it as much as they do the film, the character itself. Like,
sure, yeah.
Went on a rant there, but let's. Sorry.
That's all right. But yeah, that's a film. You know, I mean, recently, I'd say over the last 5 years, I've been getting more into, you know, like older cinema, like trying to push more on it, because newer cinema just is. You know, I watched The Flash, didn't I? No.
How was it?
It was awful.
Like,
you know, actually, it wasn't as bad as you'd think, but it wasn't memorable. The CGI was terrible. Ezra Miller was good in it. You know, he was completely off the wall, which was great. Michael Keaton was in it, but Michael Keaton just felt like he was a shadow of his former self as Batman, you know?
I know Supergirl was sexy as hell.
What's that?
Supergirl was sexy as hell. Sasha Calle. Like, I just want to see if, like, that alone, I'm like, I know Sasha Calle. She's used to acting soap operas. So
well, I heard she's gonna be on in case people don't know this, on August the 1st, she's gonna be on the new Vincent website, dancing, right, with all the new releases. So check it out on Patreon. All right, on August the 1st. But no, she is actually quite attractive, but I don't think she's as hot as the one from Smallville. Laura Vanderbilt, is it?
Yeah, the other.
She's hot. And anyway, Supergirl's supposed to have blonde hair. She's not supposed to have dark hair.
Different. No, there's different Supergirls. She looks. So there's a Supergirl that looks just like her, actually. Because there's different like versions of like Supergirl.
Is this a newer version or an older version?
Newer, kind of. Wouldn't say new, but kind of 2000s. Because you got to understand, like Supergirl, you know, because of pre-crisis, post-crisis, then you can do the other Supergirls, and you get the alternate universe stuff. Won't get comic geeky here, but she looks exactly like that character.
Oh, I'll go with you there. I just think we should always be blonde, long heads, and beautiful
One
legs.
thing I have to say, it can't be as bad as Black Adam, because
I haven't seen Black Adam yet. No, the
don't see Black. Did you buy it?
Yeah.
No.
Yes.
It is horrible.
I bought the ultra limited $900 version.
Do you know that that's the worst movie of the last year?
Can't be. It's got Pierce Brosnan in it. It can't be that bad.
Pierce Brosnan's the only good thing in it. I'm not joking. Like I like Dwayne Johnson in a lot of things, not in this. Yeah. And
said it was so bad it destroyed the DC universe. They had to reboot it.
Yeah. And I'm still unforgiven for the Henry Cavill thing. He brought Henry Cavill in behind the studio's back and stuff. And then Henry Cavill's like, I guess I'm Superman. And meanwhile, there's other guys are already planning stuff. And then you got to awkwardly tell Henry Cavill, that's not where we're going with things right now.
Well, I think to be honest with you, I think it's going to be the next Bond, to be honest. So I think he'll be all right.
He was going to. I don't know, man. He's got a lot of stuff he's doing. He's doing Warhammer. And he wants to make a big franchise out of that.
It was amazing. He was incredible in The Witcher.
Except it's really no. Witcher's done. He's had The Witcher.
I know, but I'm saying he was great in it.
Oh, he was great. He just hated it because
I just hate that they put Liam Hemsworth in it. Liam Hemsworth looks terrible. He's a terrible actor. I don't go superhero movies, so I'll always pass on that stuff.
Like I was boring. Yes, it was very boring.
When
I'm like, man, I wish the Eternals was back on again.
Oh no!
or like, man, can I rewatch all 6 hours of the Inhumans rather than this?
You know what I really liked? I really liked Shang-Chi.
I love Shang-Chi. I thought it was really good.
I thought it was awesome. But yeah, I went there with my friends, and we watched it. It was. I will say this: it was great to watch on the big screen for two reasons. One, I saw it for free, and two, because I won't buy it now. As I probably would have bought it before to watch it.
Which one, Flash?
Yeah. If I'd not seen it, I probably would have picked it up. So
I will buy the Flash just to have Nicolas Cage as Superman first.
It's only for a split second.
I know that's enough. That's enough.
I loved when my friend, Alex, because he's sitting there anyway, if he's still here, because he can only be here for a while. He said to me, "Was that Nicolas Cage?" And I went, "Yeah, don't you know the story?" So I'd tell him all about the whole Superman thing. But yeah.
I got my next
Hey.
pick.
Oh, what's your next pick? Oh, it's the best set in the world. I love that set.
Zadichi. So this is the original Zadichi set. There were 2 versions of the set that came out. So they look almost the same, except one's a little bit thicker than the other one. And the reason for that is when this initially came out, this one I bought it. It was a Blu-ray DVD combo.
Yeah.
So it eventually went out of print, and they put it back in print with, I think, with only DVDs. Took it out the Blu-ray, took it out the DVDs, left just Blu-rays.
Yeah.
Right?
Oh, that makes sense.
Yeah, I know, but and it's a
No, I mean, when
gorgeous-
you said they took out the DVDs, I said that would make sense to do that,
Yeah.
yes.
It's just a gorgeous, like, looking.
It is. Mine's got a disc missing from when it got stolen. So I'm a little bit bitter about that.
Oh,
They open up as well. You didn't open it up fully to show the DVDs.
oh yeah, you mean the
Yeah, so.
for people that don't. And it's a fantastic. I like to have I wish somebody would put it the TV series too, because it was like a long, like kind of running TV series for Zadichi.
What's annoying about that box set is it's missing one film.
Yeah, the last one, right? The new one. Yeah.
Yeah. Not the one with Takeshi Kitano, but an actual one with the actual actor in. And for some reason, that movie was not in that set. I think because somebody else had the rights to it at the time. You can buy it on Blu-ray, the other one, to go with it. But the TV series is interesting because a lot of the TV series is actually the movies, but in TV story lines instead. I know because I had the set. I wish they'd released the Lone Wolf and Cub TV series fully as well.
I know. I love Lone Wolf and Cub. I used to have some of the manga in that too.
Yeah, I had the whole manga set. People will be surprised because they made a new Lone Wolf and Cub as well, where it was just his son, and which was a manga as well.
I don't know if I read those.
There you go. So.
It's your turn.
My turn is this. Okay, so I've got like 100 here to pick from here, so let me have a quick look. Let's get this film. Now, this film, I haven't seen this yet. It's from 1949. It's Italian, and I saw the trailer for this, and I bought this when I was in America, and I'm ashamed I haven't watched it yet. I think it's because I bought it just as we were planning to move, so that's the thing. And that film is Bitter Rice.
I love the cover, man.
I love that cover, so I can assure you I was lonely one night, and that cover came in handy. But, you know, if you want to hear more about that, join Patreon and join us on August the 1st.
Yes. And our ramp up to August when we get into the telling you what you should buy.
Yes, exactly. But yes, this is one I really want to watch. It's one I highly recommend just from the trailer alone because it looks like a fantastic film. I
don't know that one yet either.
You haven't seen it?
I don't know. I don't think so.
It stars Silvana Mangano and Vittorio Gassman.
I may have, but I don't remember right now.
Well, I can't remember every movie, I guess. Do you know what I mean? So it's brilliant. It's brilliant from what I've seen, but I need to watch the film, so don't fully believe me on that. The patron is going to be yes,
Filthy,
it's definitely
damn
is.
straight. And you want to be there, Alex, for the filthiness
Yeah,
of it.
it's going to be the most filthiest thing you've ever seen. I've got that. I've got the Eureka version.
I love this movie so much.
Brilliant.
You should not be feeling any sort of empathy or sympathy for this dude, but you kind of do, you know. It's so good. Like Peter Lorre is so good, and the ending, you know, the whole trial sequence is brilliant. So if you've never seen M, by the way, guys, like please do. It's just a bloody fantastic film.
You know, when people say masterpieces of cinema, that's up there with one of them.
Oh, 100%. Like it is, and
with
it
one
is
of the greatest directors as well. But which most people don't talk about unless they know film well.
Like Fritz Lang, amazing. Yeah. I still need to get Vampire, not Fritz Lang, but I still need to get Vampire from Driver. Yeah. I don't have that one yet.
I've got quite a few Fritz Lang movies, but I couldn't name them by title. I'd know them if I looked at them, but I couldn't name them by title. Because I've got so many movies for half time, I don't recognise the thing. But if someone pulled them up like you did, I know.
Yeah.
Okay, next one. What's this? I need more Criterion. I only have 3. Well, you know what? It's one of those things, you know. If you ain't got 3, you got 3. You can get more over time. They're not. The good thing about a lot of Criterions is they're not gonna just go out of print. That's one of the things I love about Criterion. With Criterion, if Red Shoes comes out like this, I know I've got years possibly to buy it. With Vincent, Mondo, that I might have a couple of weeks, a couple of months, depending on how limited the thing is. With Criterion, a year from now, you'll still be able to get this.
And
So you can easily build it up at a nice rate instead of rushing to it.
And during the sales, they have great sales. So, Jimmy, it is on till the end of July, as far as I know. And there is another sale this year. Usually in November, they do their second sale, where they have the Criterion like the 50% off sale.
And
again.
don't forget, they have flash sales sometimes as well.
Yeah, those last for 24 hours, so you got to get on those really quick. That's how I got my next pick, by the way, which I'm going to show you guys soon. But here goes.
Because Criterion do not thrive off the FOMO that derives sales. LOL. Well, you know, that's because Criterion are in the dust.
Yeah.
All right, they have got slip covers. All right. No, in all seriousness, Red Shoes. This is a film I was recommended, which I haven't seen yet.
It's a wonderful film. It's a wonderful. I love Pearl and Pressburg. Like they're the same people with Black Narcissus. So
I heard that this has a beautiful 4K transfer. So I'll be able to buy another 3. Oh, there we go.
The biggest of guns, right?
Yes.
I love this. So this is, and I talked about this before we came on camera, the best box set ever made. And you don't have to like the director. You don't have to like any of the films. Like Criterion's made a lot of box sets. Like I probably objectively maybe enjoy the Jock to Me set a bit more than I do this set. However, just the way this was like put together and the fact that they curated everything and he literally gave you like a coffee table book with the movie, and the way this is done, it looks important and it feels important and it is important.
Yeah,
piece of cinema.
Very important.
And I think there's going to be some film that everybody would like, and this one, like, my better half's not a huge Bergman fan. Are you, hon? But if there's just certain ones that'll just stick with you.
Seventh Seal
Jules
one
and Jim. Which one?
Seventh Seal.
Seventh Seal. Jules and Jim was the one that, like, I guess really got me initially when it came to Bergman. And My Summer with Monica as well, which nobody talks about, but I like that one too.
Wild Strawberries.
Wild Strawberries, fantastic. It's something I think if you're like a collector, if you like cinema, then this, is something that I recommend you have in your collection. It's the transfers are amazing, the special features are great. It's well curated, and it looks sexy as hell on your shelf. Like obviously, the only thing that looks almost as good as the Gamera set that Arrow put out.
Same size, though, aren't they, in height?
Yeah, pretty much. I got Gamera set right there. It's pretty much the same size. Thinner.
I have the Ingmar Bergman set. I have it in the other room. I didn't bring it out because I knew Anne was going to pick that off the shelf because I saw it the other day. Yeah, so I knew that was coming out.
It's right in the back. So for those who don't know, I'll take it out here now. So these are the movies. So there's one right there. And the way they do this is you don't do it like in chronological order. No. They curate it in the way that you would if you're going to be going to a film festival. Exactly. So it starts off with Small on a summer's night, Smalls of a Summer Night, which is a great start. Like the Berg, it's not too heavy. Not you can easily get into it. Go to Crisis. The Ship to India is right there, and then you get to Wild Strawberries, which is fantastic, and Summer Interlude, which I absolutely adore. And it goes by night. So you have you do them by different nights. So you look at like Dreams there or Summer with Monica. Again, like you get to this next day, right? So Summer with Monica is pretty pretty standard, pretty easy one to get into. Anybody can watch it, and you slowly kind of dive into the Bergman until you get to some of the tropes and some of the heavier stuff. You make your way up to the Seventh Seal, but you never start. If somebody says,
I like sets like that where you start off with the easy stuff and it builds up because you feel like you're growing with the director. You feel like you're connecting more. You feel like you've got more of them in your soul, when you're watching.
Exactly. And the thing is that people ask me, like, when it comes to Bergman, never start with something like the Seventh Seal or something, because you may love it, but I don't think it's the best movie to start. It came with this book,
unless you buy the BFI 4K first.
I'd still say start with something a little bit easier before you get into that. And this is a book, so like this isn't a booklet at this point. This is like an actual big.
And isn't that like $150 doing the sale?
Is it cheaper now? Like when we bought it, we got it like during a flash sale.
And if it's $150, you're getting like what, 38 movies? Because you're getting a part of the miniseries of Fanny and Alexander with it.
Oh yeah,
so
Alexander.
So
altogether, because I got the sheet here, because you keep that. 39 films altogether. So 30 Blu-ray set, 39 films, digital restorations, including 4K restorations for Seventh Seal, 2K for Crisis, Shame, Fan, and Alexander, 11 introductions by the director, 6-sided commentaries, over 5 hours of interviews with his collaborators, Daniel and Karen's Face, 2 rarely seen shorts by Bergman, documentaries about the makings of certain films, extensive programs about Bergman's life, including Bergman Island. The film is My Mistress, behind the scenes footage, video essays, trailers, stills, galleries, and more, and a 248-page book. So.
Now that's what you call a collection. So buy that. That is a lovely doorstop. That's what Alex says.
It is a wonderful one. My better half hates, like, you hate Bergman, right? Stuff like that. Well, you're not a huge fan. But I'm
someone I know once told me. I asked them. I said, "Will I like Bergman?" And they said, "It's probably too much for you," because they didn't think I was smart enough. Well, it's
like some people don't like Fassbender because, and then the first, do you like Fassbender? Well, I like being happy. So sometimes I like Fassbender, and sometimes I like being happy. You can't have both at the same time, because Fassbender's not a happy.
It depends. It depends how much you enjoy the movies. I mean, if you enjoy them in a kind of sick sense,
you're feeling miserable at the time, right?
Yeah,
it's cathartic. Fassbender's cathartic.
I like. To be honest with you, I think every director. You've got to remember. I think what people forget as well is these are international directors. You've got to dig into the culture as well, like the Wong Kar-wai sets. If you get into that, it's colourful, it's dark, it's beautiful, it's I mean, they've still released them on 4K now, so there's no point even getting that set. But one Criterion thing, I don't think it's released over there. Excuse me, mate. I don't know why, but because I didn't cut and getting burps. Is the Infernal Affairs trilogy.
Oh yeah, I have that on DVD. I got the whole Dragon Dynasty DVD set of that.
Yeah. Over here, they released that. I don't know if it's available in America, but I highly rate it. I've got the Kimchi DVD Blu-ray collection with the still books, so that's why I haven't got it on me, because I wasn't going to pay 50 quid for it again when I had that. Same transfers and stuff, I think. But highly recommend it. If you like The Godfather, it's kind of like that, but when it comes to like The Undercover, because, The Departed was a remake by Martin Scorsese of Infernal Affairs 1. So if you've watched that and you really like that, you need to watch the original Infernal Affairs and watch the other two, because it is like a Godfather-style trilogy. I love those films. I need to watch them again, but I highly recommend them because they're brilliant Criterion.
They're fantastic.
Just take the box set.
It is your pick, right?
Yeah, it's my pick now, yeah. Okay, this is another one. Obviously, all these, for the most part, ones I need to watch. And this one is Pale Flower.
I don't think I've watched that one either.
No, it's a Yakuza story, rated 12. But you know it's not going to be that violent. You know, but yeah, apparently it's based Yakuza one. It says here, in this cool, seductive duel of the Japanese New Wave, a Yakuza fresh out of prison becomes entangled with a beautiful and enigmatic gambling addict. What at first seems a redemptive relationship ends up leading him further down the criminal path, bewitchingly shot and edited and laced with a fever dream-like score. This gangster romance was a breakthrough in filmmaking. The pitch black power flower is an unforgettable excursion into the underworld. Oh, what's this? Yes, I've got my top 10 list, Pale Flower. Top 10 list is The Hit, Investigation of Citizen Above Suspicion. That's actually here, actually. Decalogue, Daisies, Diabolic, Pale Flower, Afterlife, John Cavet's Set, American Friends, My Dinner with Andre. I didn't know you had dinner with Andre.
Yeah.
Oh, he's got it. You've got it.
Yeah,
You've got it.
You know, it's the closest I think they got to Giallo on Criterion. It's Elo Petri. So
What is it?
I knew I was going to. I love the artwork on this one right here, and it's one that I had chosen.
So there is.
And I put it back. Oh, you got the. You didn't get the fancy.
No, I've got the plastic one.
Well, originally they used to do the Blu-ray DVD combos. Remember, they stopped doing them. But it's a gorgeous, film. It's wonderful. No, my next choice.
Oh, that you know what? I love that film. Can't go wrong with that film. Peter Lorre.
This is the better version. I'm going to go out there. I'm going to say it. I'm going to go on that hill. This is the better version. I like Doris Day. I like Jimmy Stewart. Love Que Sera Sera. Sang it really badly. But this is
Peter Lorre's better.
Yeah, it is. It is so good. And because in the remake, the wife is pretty much a prop, and in the original, like she's a proper character. She's a sharpshooter. That's what she is. She's a sharpshooter. So she helps. Like she really does. She helps kind of save the day.
Yeah.
And, in the remake, she sings pretty. So. But no, this is definitely, I like this one better. 75 minutes long. It's like nice, quick pace to it. Doesn't have time to get boring or anything like that.
Yeah.
Just a wonderful film. And if you've never seen it, look at that. It's fantastic.
Beautiful. That's a good recommendation. Okay. Next up, let's see if I've got one here. But I sent in a thing. Okay, here's one I haven't done, but it's in the what do you call it? We've got Fred Astaire and Ginger Rogers in Swing Time.
I love that film. You're gonna like it. If you like musicals,
I watched Holiday Inn, and I fell in love immediately with Fred Astaire. Just the way the guy moves, the way he can dance. You know, the guy's so talented. To me, it's like watching magic. Do you know what I mean? So I'm looking forward to watching this, and my wife loves Ginger Rogers and Fred Astaire. She grew up on them, you know.
Like literally?
So, yeah, she grew up.
Yeah,
well,
right.
not. Well, you,
Ginger Rogers. Don McConnell was around.
Well, my wife was born in 1950. So when she was young, it was like, all the rage on TV and stuff. You know, she got older. And she used to see these type of things, and she loved them. But
I was born in the wrong era. I love music. I love that era of musicals.
You were born in 1950?
I wish. Not for now, but I just love that era of cinema.
Yeah. I wish I'd have been born in the 50s. I'd have loved being in the 80s at 30. Oh. I
was in the 80s when I was a teenager, and still a very good time. It was a very good time.
People were more open and more caring back then. Oh, is that Eyes Without a Face?
Yes, I love this movie.
I've got the, is it the BFI of that? I think I've got the BFI of it.
It's BFI. Yeah. It's got a weird short on here. I put the Slaughterhouses of Paris. I'm like, why? Slaughterhouses of Paris. So I haven't watched that. It's a feature I haven't watched. Because when I was a kid, I went to a slaughterhouse
In Paris?
for school in Alberta. It was a school trip. Because why not, right? Let's
Yeah, why
come
not
on.
traumatize the kids?
Let's traumatize the kids. I was in grade 7. I was like, now it's old enough to be traumatized.
I reckon it will. I reckon Eyes Without Face will come out on 4K because it's got. Yeah. I have the artificial eye set that has My Dinner with Andre. So you've got the artificial eye set that has My Dinner with Andre while having Dinner with Andre. Okay. Oh. Okay, my next one is. Let me have a look. Turn these around. Okay, here's one. I tried watching this in the hotel when we first got here, but I just couldn't get into it. And I think it was because the hotel, and that was Shampoo.
I actually love that movie.
Yeah, I've heard so many good things about it, but for some reason I just can't get into it. That's why I'm like probably the hotel experience, So
I think that's the perfect time for like Shampoo because like his character is such a womanizer. Here's my more of a boring choice, but I love.
Is that the 4K one?
Oh no, this is the Blu-ray. Like I thought about going up to the 4K. This was actually given to me by Cinema Dave, and this is definitely good enough. Like I'm like, do I need to go up like I got the Blu-ray like this? I had so many crappy copies of this movie before this, but this is great. This is fantastic. I don't know.
Yeah, it was hard, wasn't it? I remember years ago, it was so hard to find a good transfer.
Oh yeah, you can find transfers everywhere, but they all sucked.
Yeah. The Lewis Malley set. I've seen that on Amazon. I almost picked that up.
That's it. You get more movies. Every time you do a video stream with me, you find movies.
Every time people recommend movies, they're in the car and I bought them. Okay. So I haven't seen this, which is kind of shocking, but we talked a bit about this earlier, and that is Akira Kurosawa's Dreams. Now I'm like, do I watch it or do I just go and get the 4K version?
The Kurosawa one that I want, probably the one my better have wants most is Kazumusha. But the one I want is High and Low, which it's different because most people when they think of Kurosawa, they're thinking like samurai movies, that style. But
is that a kidnap one? Is that a kidnapping one?
Yeah, this one like it kind of starts off like it kind of goes through a procedural type thing after a bit. Like it's very different, but it's gorgeous. It's just a wonderful film, and I think it's it's an underrated like Kurosawa film. Speaking of which, I end my picks on a Kurosawa film.
Oh,
number 2 in the Criterion collection, so everybody knows what it is, and it's sold DVD edition of it. So I don't think there's anybody that I know that doesn't like this film, or it doesn't have some version of it, or at least has seen it. It is gorgeous. This is a 3-disc set because it's the DVD set edition. I want to get upgrade it, but I'm waiting because we got a Bergman set, we got a Varda set, we got a Fellini set. There's got to be a Kurosawa.
Yeah, especially a 4K one.
I don't think so. I think what they'll do is they'll do a Blu-ray set of his films, and then they'll start putting specific films out on 4K.
I don't know.
Buy the 4K, so people buy the Blu-ray set because it's all the Kurosawa stuff, right?
Yeah,
and then
if you bought it already,
they'll still buy the 4K. Look at the people that bought Bergman. And then they're like, oh, God, but I really want 7 Seal in 4K. They got the Bergman set, but they're still going to buy those 4K. So I think that they'll put out the set in Blu-ray because I think it'd be too expensive to put it in 4K. That's my prediction. And we'll get some certain select films put in 4K, like this one right here. This will definitely be 4K. Hidden Fortress, 4K.
Throne of Blood's a good one as well.
Yes, I actually got that one. That was one of the blind buys, Alex, that I did have. I love Valor and the Week of Wonders. If you haven't seen it, I know you have, but if anybody hasn't seen it, fantastic film. I really recommend it's a Czech film, and it's just a beautiful film. It's one where I'd seen the trailer of it, and I just thought it was gorgeous, and we picked it up and utterly loved it.
So you watch the show before you blind buy it then?
Not normally. No, I'll blind buy first. And then
I was going to say, if you watch the show, technically it's not blind buying, is it?
That's the thing, right? Then you're snippet buying. It is a masterclass in filming. That's
I really want them to release Kurosawa's earlier films on Blu-ray or 4K, like more, because you can still get them on DVD. I think you can get them on DVD from BFI over there.
Yeah, and they didn't put them on Criterion. They put them in Clips, which is kind of their offshoot. So there's a clip set called the early films of Kurosawa. At least one of them I know that was available. Not sure if it's still available now. I've never gotten a clip set. I always wanted one, but it's like it's pretty much it's Criterion, but it's like it's just the movies. It's not usually stuff there. But I would love to have gotten that one.
Okay.
Again, I'm still waiting for that set, which is going to be Blu-ray, so that they can bleed us again with 4K.
No, they're going to do 4K because no one's going to buy a Blu-ray set, surely, unless it's going to have a big, massive book in it.
Dude, Bergman, Fellini.
Yeah, but Joe,
reason.
Well, we'll see. If they do release it, it'll probably only be released in America anyway, so we won't be able to grab it anyway.
See, I do it. I'm not evil, but I would do that too, probably. Blu-ray's dead. Blu-ray's not dead.
Long live streaming.
Oh, God, no. That's the worst quality. It's like asking, say, do you want to go back to pre-VHS?
I think, to be honest with you, as I've said before, I think streaming is great for people, for casual buyers, for one or two movies, and they're not, you know what I mean? They want to try movies out first. I think that's fine, Yeah. But I think if you're a cinema lover and you can afford to, because that's a big part of it as well, if you can afford to, I think you should collect the movies and watch them in the best quality possible. I don't believe watching terrible rips on YouTube. I don't believe in watching, like lower versions. Like, I don't want to watch a VHS version of, let's say, a Vinegar Syndrome release, for instance, if I know I'm going to watch a 4K version.
And sometimes people will go and say, well, I'm going to check it on Tubi first, which is great, but you don't know you don't know what quality you're going to get. You don't know what cut you're going to get.
Exactly.
You don't know what special features and other things might come in there that'll give you different thoughts on the film.
Yeah.
I think for me, right now, one of my biggest issues with streaming, and I'm going to mention this, and it's what's going on right now. So there's the SAG-AFTRA strike, there's the writer's strike, and this is all has to do with what's going on with streaming. One of the most egregiously insulting things that was put out there was that the studios wanted to have the day players come in, people do the background scenes, stuff like that, and they'd pay them to do that for that scene, but they'd be able to scan them, so that they could use them in perpetuity. And just put them in for background sequence and stuff like that without ever having to pay them again.
Yeah.
So here's the thing, guys. When you're acting, not everybody's Tom Cruise. Not everybody's Meryl Streep. They're not making that type of money. So 90% of the actors out there are not that. What they are the Dwight Frys of the world. To go back, basically they're the guys that do the smaller roles, the background roles.
And the extras.
Exactly. And the way you make your money is through residuals. And even that has gotten really kind of penny and dime, nickel and dime. So basically you act in an episode of maybe, I don't know, Game of Thrones. You're a background. Yeah. Maybe you're there for the shame walk in Game of Thrones.
Yeah.
And which is great. You've done Game of Thrones. It's not a big role. You had a small part. Maybe it was not even a speaking part. But so you're going to make $900 right there. $900,000. That's usually what you make. But then you're not going to make that again until you do your next one. And it's not an ongoing thing. It's not a TV show. You're not making a big lot of money. So that may $900,000 may have to do you for a month or 2 months before you hit your next role. So these residuals are kind of the way that you kind of feed yourself.
A prime example of that, I would say, if you wanted to really hit it, is the actor who played Gunther in Friends, right? He was in a lot of the episodes, but he wasn't a big part of the episodes, right? Friends constantly gets rerun, so he gets a lot of residuals, but obviously he's not going to get as much as they are. So, and not because it's probably nothing. Let's say there's, what, 200 odd episodes? Let's say it's in 60 of them. You know, he's lucky because that keeps thinking. But there's shows where people were in them, like, let's say a show like Superstore, right? Where people who were in that might not be seen because they're only in certain episodes. So they're not going to get enough, are they?
Exactly. And the way they're doing it now, like if a show is done on a streaming service, there's not a place put in. There's nothing set in stone for people to get residuals off of streaming shows. So
because they pay for the rights of it, but they don't pay for the
exactly.
Not
so basically,
everyone...
you get your one-time thing, and that's it.
Yeah. Not everyone can be Sean C. Phillips.
So I am for the writers and actors strike, actually. So for that reason, when any new movies come out, until there's like basically until everything gets straightened away, I won't be like reviewing new films. I review older films on here, but I won't review anything that's coming out. So that's my, because there before the grace of God would have been me, because that was the path I was taking, was acting.
Yeah. Well, I can assure everybody here, right, until it's fixed, I won't be buying any movies until August the 1st on Patreon. So check it out there. But no, you know, what's this? I picked up ton doing this sale. I haven't really dug into Criterion before, but I got 9 titles. That's a
what
good
did you pick up, Jaden?
What did you pick up? Aaron, that might not be a good idea to avoid new movies. It might actually be a good idea to a degree, since most of them are not that great. It's got such a small collection.
I think I'm safe. I'm safe. I don't normally. I do like my year-end reviews, and I do review certain newer films that I really enjoy, that I really like when Bodies came out, when like films like that, when Magnum was out, I talked about those. But right now, like, not until they.
Also boycotts because it feeds into the studio narrative.
Actually, SAG-AFTRA have asked the actors specifically to not like promote the films that they acted in, not on the red carpet, not even on social media. It gets better though, because just recently, The Haunted Mansion, the remake of that, came out. So, do you know what Disney did for the red carpet? They forced some of their poor mascot from Disney World to go and do the red carpet. I kid you not.
No.
Mickey and stuff was on the red carpet. It was embarrassing.
I want Targets. I want to get Targets badly, but BFI releasing it over in September, so I had to wait.
I love Targets. That's such a good movie, man. Pan's Labyrinth, that was Backbone, Chronos, Irish Nick No Lace. Yes, one of my favorites. I Married a Witch, Veronica Lake is gorgeous. The Kid, The Great Dictator, Monsieur Verdot. What a different film for Chaplin.
Yeah.
Right. It is, because when you watch Chaplin stuff and then you go and see this film, if you don't know, if you're going in kind of blind, it's
so strange, so surreal.
Yeah, it is, because he's a killer now. He's a charming killer. All right. But this is a way removed from Little Tramp.
Yeah.
But
I think, to be honest with you, I think it's good to focus on older movies anyway. To be honest, I mean, of the movies I've seen in the cinema recently, the one I enjoyed the most was the one that was more like a Grindhouse style film in Suso. I enjoyed that more than Guardians, and I enjoyed it more than Wise of the Evil Dead, and so it kind of says a lot, I think, because I think the problem is studios have run out of ideas, so they want to rehash everything or make it more gory, and they don't understand but the more gore you put in a movie without real purpose, it doesn't work. I'll give you an example. I watched the Evil Dead one. You know the one before Rise of the Evil Dead?
Oh, you mean
I watched that recently.
Okay.
You know, the female one. Right. 2013, I think it came out. I enjoyed that so much more than Rise because I felt like there was a point to it. But I will say this. When it got near the end, I started getting bored because I was like, okay, it's getting a bit tedious now. You know?
I liked it. I didn't hate Rise as much as most people did. It felt different.
It was too cramped.
It felt. It didn't really feel Evil Deadish. You know what I mean?
And there was the genders in it as well. That's the problem. It was genders throughout the whole movie. Like there has to be this character, this style. There has to be that character. There has to be this. I have to do that. Oh, this person has to do this. Oh, this. You know, and that's not a bad thing. But when it's just in there, it is a bad thing. I think.
I mean, like for even now, that's one thing I would take exception to because this is a movie that really, literally has to be that because it's a sister that's separated, like from her sister, who's a mother, and it's the kind of the corruption of the mother, the parental unit, and the breaking down of the relationship, which is the whole like crux of the film. So
yeah, I'm talking about the kids and everything. About they was pushed out there, but they were like one was, for instance, one you had to know, but one of them was gay. One was having, one was I believe trans, and that's not a problem. But when you have that kind of in the characters without there being a more, I don't know. I feel like when you go put these things in a film, it needs to be more important. There needs to be more of a reason, more of a, not because it isn't a normal, natural thing, because it is. It's very natural, right? But I feel like when you put it in there, it feels like you've pushed it in because you feel you have to put in a narrative because of today's standards of, oh, if you don't do this, you're in the wrong. If you don't do that, you're in the wrong. You know, I was watching a thing earlier with Denzel Washington, right? And it was on YouTube, so people can look it up. It was a short, and they were asking Denzel Washington why Mike Scorsese or Steven Spielberg couldn't make the film he was in, with an all-black cast, right? And he said, Mike Scorsese made Goodfellas. Steven Spielberg made Schindler's List. Martin Scorsese could have made Schindler's List probably, and Steven Spielberg could have probably made Goodfellas, right? But he said the culture is different in these things, And he said, I'll give an example, right? Most people don't know what a hot comb is unless they're a black person, right? And everybody laughed. It was on the thing, and he said, exactly, that's what I'm telling you about. It's a culture thing, right? The average person who's not got in the culture doesn't understand, right? And I thought that was a good point, because everybody complains about how, this and that. And I think what people need to do is they need to focus on, isn't, Mike Scorsese did Goodfellas, right? People go, oh, because he's got an Italian background, right? Do you see what I mean? So what I'm trying to say is I feel like it's important to bring these things into the films, but if they've got a point to it, it doesn't feel like you're just putting a character there to go, okay, I've checked off that list, and that's something that I find gets very tedious nowadays. And I think that ruins a lot of movies because if there's a character that has to be in the movie, I want there to be a reason that impacts the character, maybe teaches the audience, maybe it does something. Do you see what I mean?
I think like the counterpoint, just because we're not so used to the different aspect of it until we are, maybe it's okay for that to be part of the normal because here's the thing, we've had 100 years of me and you, but what may be a simple thing here may seem like it's just being put in there for you might be for somebody that's watching horror, maybe younger person watching horror stuff like that, and Evil Dead Rise, they may see it and be like, "Oh, people like me are in movies." Not because like there's like a narrative, not because it's a story about a gay person or a trans person, but it's just a horror movie, and they're just there. So like I can see both sides, obviously.
Well,
But
I
like for
think
me, it's like, get to the once we get to the point where like you can get to the point where where okay, I prefer if a story if that story is about that specific thing, like it's about being gay, it's about being trans, about something like that, then yes, I prefer like somebody that is behind the camera that's telling that story. But I think we're at a point right now where we just need to see different people represented, and sometimes people are going to get upset. Like people are upset right now because Snow White is going to be Latina. What the? It's Snow White. Who cares? Nobody cares. It's a Disney princess.
all right, let me ask you this then. Let me ask you this out of curiosity, because Snow White, Little Mermaid, none of that matters, right?
Yeah.
All right. Do you think it matters on historical people? So what I mean by that is like, let's say Churchill or Martin Luther King, right? So let's say I was playing Martin Luther King in a movie, or someone else was playing Churchill. Would you
I
say it
think
doesn't matter then, or would you say, hey, we just got to get used to the fact that technically we need to see people as people and not?
it kind of depends. Like the aspect like for here's the thing, where there's there you gave two like examples, and I'll kind of get into them both. Could I see Martin Luther King being played by somebody that's not like black?
Yeah.
No, because obviously the whole deal about Martin Luther King
Yeah.
is it was like his race and
He was
like
fighting for
it
it was fighting for a genuine purpose.
Churchill was the guy during the war. So in all honesty, yeah, there's probably some kick-ass dudes like Morgan Freeman. I don't know. I could do Churchill, or somebody. But if it's if it's within like if it's something like that deals with that culture, like yes, I definitely keep that culture. But if it's not, then I don't care. Like if the like for me, then it's like if that actress can or actor can pull it off, and it'll give a different aspect to it. I'm down to like it may not be everybody's thing, but and it may not be my thing, but I'll be down to watch it. Like historical figures, it's always going to come down to the crux because people will go and they'll say, well, what about like put it in a non-historical figure way, right? So Black Panther came in,
Yeah.
and so for some people, they're like, okay, if this character can be changed, I guess Black Panther can be white then.
But it makes no sense because of where the character's from.
Exactly. But actually, there's a white Black Panther. So the people wasn't like a good guy, really, but it was for a short period of time. It was like a light skin like Panther was a bad character. But yeah, it's a disingenuous argument, not from you.
Yeah.
Like I'm not saying from you, but I mean but we know that there's bad faith out there.
Of course, yeah.
That
I mean, don't get me wrong. Don't get me wrong. I've always agreed with everybody getting fair, equal. I believe in equal rights for everybody. I've always said that everybody's life matters, no matter where you're from, who you are, and you should always get the support and the love you're thinking. There's a lot of things about me I don't tell people. Where I relate with certain people, certain situations. But I think what I'm trying to say is I want to see, and it might come off wrong, I say it, but I think what I'm trying to say is I agree with more for the right reason. I want people to learn. I want people to have fair rights. Raising marginalised groups in film is a positive step, so long as it makes sense with the storyline. Is it just fair?
So what you're saying basically
exactly.
is you don't want it to seem disingenuous, which I completely understand. Yeah.
Which most of the time it does.
Yeah, I agree. I don't like anything that seems like I don't want it to hamper what it's supposed to be.
Yeah.
10-hour coup for Bron Genova. I want your guys' opinion. the New World being their Breakfast Club or another Chaplin.
Breakfast Club.
Breakfast Club was what I'm going to say. I'm from the 80s. Jaden, I'm a massive Breakfast Club fan.
Breakfast Club. Unless you've seen it. If you've seen Breakfast Club, don't buy it. Buy something else.
I don't know. Like what would you say? Well, I was going to say what Gold Rush, what Chaplin Gold Rush, what Chaplin movie Gold Rush? Called Gold Rush with Rick Mack.
I'm trying to think of them.
But remember, it has been named Gold Rush.
Well, what says Limelight's one you should get.
You could get Limelight, but unfortunately, it's negated, Jaden, because we checked, and Limelight is not actually called Gold Rush, which is a much better film. They're both good. Great, 50% off Criterion sale. We're going to give our wish list here. I know people want to see this, and shop now. I wish I was shopping now.
Me too.
Because
I wish Barnes Noble shipped respectively to England properly.
I wish I had $1 million. A couple $1 million.
$2 million would be gone in a week.
After Hours, by the way, they're right away. Bam, Scorsese, early Scorsese. Bit of an anxiety attack film. I love this movie, but it's definitely on my wish list. What about you?
I would say so. I've got that on my wish list. I used to have Time Bandits on my wish list, but I'm getting that from Arrow, on 4K. So it's not. But I would say definitely get Time Bandits because it's a highly rated one. But that was on my wish list for quite a while. Lost Highway as well, I recommend.
That is my better. That's your favorite, right, by him? Lost Highway. It's your favorite. That is her favorite Lynch. Mulholland Drive, which I have, but definite recommendation on that one. Malcolm X, I still need to get. I actually really love that movie.
That is a brilliant film. And also, it's a film where you can learn from it as well.
Exactly. And he's such a good actor. Like, if you had to get one box set, if there's one box set, if somebody came up to you and said, I'm going to give you one box set from Criterion for free, what would you get?
Well,
Yes.
I would like the Pasolini one, where it's there. But I think I would also pick the... I've got the Three Colours one because I got that from the Curzon, so I don't need that.
I'm jealous. I do need that one.
Yes, they look beautiful. I think probably the Scorsese volume sets I think I'd go for. The presents.
Like, I've got a BFI one right here. No, Eureka, I'm sorry. Right here, the World Cinema one.
Yeah.
And they broke them up. Like in the Criterion sets, there's 6. In the Eureka ones, there's 3. So you'd have. So this has like Dry Summer, Trances, which is a Moroccan film, and Revenge. So really good films. We got the Trances.
I would have picked Bergman, Alex, but since I own it, I'm picking it, isn't it?
I would say for me,
I'd rate it highly.
It's hard, but I'm going to say Cassavetes because I just love his stuff. But the one I've wanted for the longest amount of time is probably America Lost and Found, because I do love the movies that are in there. 5 Easy Pieces is like just one of my favorites, and it's got that amazing monologue. I love Easy Rider. Last Picture Show is definitely one of my tops. It's a gorgeously shot film. It's a beautiful film.
That's one of my wife's favorites too.
Is it really? Your wife has good taste.
Because when I told her the last horror show, she went, the Last Picture Show, and I was like, no.
Well, the Last Picture is much better than the Last Horror Show. And even King of Marvin Gardens, which is probably my least favorite on that set, is pretty good.
I think I would pick up the Once Upon a Time in China set and the Tati one as well.
Tati?
Yeah.
Me too. I mean, like, I actually... Hold on a second. Let me grab something.
All right.
Keep it talking. I'm going to grab a drink.
I'll keep on talking. So, from what I can see on the screen, guys, there's Police Story 1 and 2, which I own now on 4K. from Eureka with number 3. But that was a decent release, had good picture quality. Lady Snowblood, which is another fantastic Japanese female samurai movie. I love those movies, you know, like Lady Snowblood, Satoichi, Lone Wolf and Cub. I wish they'd release more of these movies because there's so many of them in Japan, like the Yakuza Chronicles and all this, and I just wish they'd come out on Blu-ray because there's so many out there. But if we could have them, we'd be, you know, spoiled for choice. I mean, Radiance released Graveyard of Honor, but I was hoping they released another Japanese box set because they were supposed to, but it doesn't look like that's happening now. So that's a bit disappointing. I could be wrong. But Once Upon a Time in China, number 1, brilliant. Number 2, good because it's about the White Lotus, who were a group in China back in the day, who were a bit on the extremist side. Then you've got number 3, which is my favourite one, which is a little bit more cheesy. 4, 5, and 6, you've got Once Upon a Time in China and America, which I never really liked. And then you've got the other 2, which stars Zhang Wao, is it? I don't know, it's multiple names. I haven't seen those 2, but that is definitely a set I'd love to pick up. The Corvette set, obviously. The 3 colours one, like I said a minute ago, I've got from Curzon. But I haven't cracked into it yet. I actually think that set actually looks better than the Criterion one. The Ingmar Bergman set, you know, you got to go with that. You got to buy that. If that's $150, that's a bargain. So get that. It's heavy too. I mean, really heavy. Bruce Lee set, I would have recommended, but I'd say get the Arrow 4K now because it's going to be better. You know, it's a far superior set in my view. Lone Wolf and Cub, you can't go wrong with. The only problem with Lone Wolf and Cub is they made the 6 films and the series never finished. So the 6th film kind of ends on a cliffhanger, which is so annoying because you want that ending, because you want to finish the story with him. You want to see him get that revenge on the Shogun, you know, but it doesn't happen. And that's sad. And that happens with a lot of these films. I mean, Sleepy Eyes of Death, I don't know if people remember that movie series. The guy was in that. I think his name was Riccio something. He also did Shinobi no Mono, and they went on for, I think, 8 films. And I think the 9th film was Night Castle or something. Anyway, he was doing them, and he got cancer. And he died pretty badly. So I think when you get to the final movie of Sleepy Eyes of Death, you can see he's really ill. And sadly, they didn't get to finish those off either. So, yeah. There we go.
But
welcome back.
Oh, by the way, if you pick up that Lone Wolf and Cub set, like, look closely in the spine of it. There's a secret little thing inside the box. Actually, there's a secret thing, little scroll thing hidden inside the box.
Oh, okay. I didn't know that. I'm gonna quickly go and get a drink because I'm choking.
I understand. That's how you said. So this was came up from BFI a few years back, and it's the reason I haven't picked up the set yet. But it's also the reason I want to get the set. And this is the Jacques Tati collection. This is a much earlier one, not the quality, and doesn't have the features that they would have for the Criterion edition. But just to give you an idea, the films on this right here, I guess compared to Criterion, feature-wise, because there wasn't a lot of features on here. But you got Jour de... What? How do you pronounce that? Pronounce that. Jour, I would have been right. Okay. Jour de fête. La vacation de Monthalet. My uncle. Playtime. And
is this a DVD set?
Yeah, it was like an earlier one that did. I actually bought this in Morocco when the first time I came there.
Oh, nice.
It's a great set, but it makes you really want to get the Criterion set.
Yeah.
Because feature-wise, like there's like short documentary on there, there's a couple commentaries, not it's an interview with him back in '77, but it it does make you want the set because Tati is really good, and definitely recommend it. Recommend the get the Criterion set. It's got a lot more stuff. It's got his short films are included as well on the Criterion set, which aren't on here, and there's definitely a lot more features.
I think that's my biggest recommendation for Criterion and BFI, because they're very similar in a lot of ways. Is they always have great special features on for the most part, normally shorts.
Oh yeah, that's one of the fantastic things about. But that was an early BFI, so it still has some nice features, but nothing like I guess Criterion had to do years later. So
yeah,
so that's high on my list of ones too. I'd say if there's like certain single movies that I would love to get, like the newer ones that are right there now, Hollywood Shuffle.
Yeah,
I would definitely recommend. Do you remember Hollywood Shuffle?
Yes.
Such a good film, Robert Townsend. Such a good film, and you get to the part where, like the acting school, the black acting school, and there's like Kenny's like having like a fantasy, and he's dreaming like how they're being taught like how to be like servants and gangsters, and all the the tropes basically.
Yeah.
Because he's going to be in this like movie like what's it, Jive Time Jimmy's Revenge, right?
Yeah.
I'm Jive Time Jimmy. I want revenge.
Good film.
It's such a brilliant film. Like it runs under 90 minutes too. I think it's around like 88 minutes, 87 minutes, something around there. And was so excited to see Criterion put that out.
Yeah.
And so surprised. But I shouldn't be right now because Criterion is putting a lot of different stuff. They're putting Jackie Chan. We're getting some films, of course, by John Hughes. You got stuff like Fast Times at Ridgemont High, utterly fantastic film. It's my generation.
The Lost Chivalry as well. Last Survey of the Chivalry. Oh, it's Cavalry. It's Cavalry, isn't it? The Last Survey of the Cavalry. The John Woo film.
Okay, yeah. Are they putting that out? Did they put that out?
They're putting it out. I don't know if it's out yet, but they're putting it out.
And they're taking more chances than they normally would.
I think it's. If I'm honest, I think it's a bit like Eureka in a way, because I think they've learned sometimes your main audience isn't the people that get you the most cash in the bank. Because there's a lot of people that have gone to Eureka since the Asian Hong Kong cinema. And when you look at the announcements of Eureka titles, like, coming soon, most people in them are going, please, more Hong Kong cinema.
Well, you have to remember, like Criterion didn't start out doing like the most important films. Criterion started out with stuff like RoboCop and King Kong and movies like that. Criterion ended up doing like the important cinema because, to be honest, what I think happened is the important cinema was cheaper at the time to acquire. So they started showing cinema that not a lot of people were putting out. Criterion, by the way, guys, were the guys that actually pioneered the commentary track that was first done with Criterion. There was no commentary tracks before Criterion. That's how they exist in the first place.
Wow.
But
what's interesting, something I've noticed over here is all the Criterion releases in America. If the licenses go up over here, they've been buying the licenses and releasing them here. And like they did it with quite a few of the releases, like for instance, Dreams as an example. Things like Breakfast Club, Fast Times at Ridgemont High, all that. They're releasing them here as well, as in they're buying the rights and then doing it. So I think they're trying to keep them in the collection.
Which they should, actually.
Yeah, I think so. Unlike Indicator, who's got like three they released in America but not available over here.
Now, what about like so for you, like the newer stuff that's come out, like the new single releases, like what stands out? Like, and not 4K. Let's go for let's say Blu-ray, like of the newer releases.
Well, Virgin Suicides is a good one, but that's 4K, isn't it?
Yeah, that one does have 4K, I think.
Have a look.
Pete Mimon is there. Watermelon Woman, I don't think I've seen actually.
I've not seen that. Look, if
And
I go on there.
there's a few. I mean, like there's Hollywood Shuffle right there. I still don't own Tokyo Story, which is a real shame because I do love Uzu and I don't have any of him in my collection.
Was that available on Criterion over there then?
Tokyo Story?
Yeah.
Yeah. That's one of the first Uzus I saw, like on Criterion.
Harakiri's good.
Actually, I do have that one here. That was sent to me by a viewer.
Nice. You watched it? Did you watch the remake?
I haven't seen the remake, but I have seen this. But
Classic.
dude, Samurai.
So,
Cannot go wrong with Samurai.
nope. So you asked me, right, wow, the non-4K ones that have recently come out, I'd be most, looking forward to getting. So I've got the list up on here now, so I can see it now on the computer bigger.
All right.
Targets is one of them. I really was debating the other day whether or not to buy Targets or not, or wait for the other release. So that's definitely one. I want the Pasolini set badly. What else? Brandon to Kill, obviously, I said that earlier. The Servant, I've got interest in. Triangle of Sadness.
That's a newer movie.
Okay. Oh yeah, you can see that when looking at the pictures.
Yeah, it's kind of like Uncut
Wow, it
Gems.
was last year.
But yes, newer.
Last year, wow. So yeah, I think it would have to be for me. I think it would have to be Targets, Pasolini 101, After Hours, and probably The Servant. What about you?
Well, I just brought them up here, like to see the newer stuff. La Bamba, but it's not out yet. I saw that in theater like 3 times, so not even joking. So none 4K. I already own the Renowned Westerns. That's 4K, so I don't really need it.
No.
After Hours, I probably would just buy the Blu-ray. I don't think I need After Hours in 4K. Like some movies.
No.
Like you do. I really need 4K of that film. If it was the same price, maybe. I don't own Thelma and Louise like you. I wouldn't mind having that one. Targets is like 100%. Wim Wenders' Wings of Desire.
Yeah.
I love this movie. So that will be.
I recommend The Trial as well if you've not seen it.
Fantastic. Fisher King, I'm not sure. I like it, but I'm still sad. Like the Robin Williams, the Robin Williams thing still makes me sad. Mildred, that's still 4K, so I can't go with that one. Hollywood Shuffle, you mentioned that one. That would have been one. Romeo and Juliet, actually. I only have like an old DVD edition of this one.
Yeah.
But I really love that film. I know there's like a bit of controversy recently. With the stars.
Because they were naked on the set, even though it was like 50 years ago.
Yeah. And Bergman Island, which is not what I thought it was, because I thought this was, the one that was on my in my set.
And then isn't that the one with Tim Roth in it?
Yeah, like it's totally different. It's different. Yeah. I didn't know that. Right? I thought it was okay. Oh, it's the Bergman Island from the set. No, it's the Tim Roth movie.
Yeah, I've got the movie edition of that over here.
So I wouldn't mind owning that one. And Imitation of Life, again, that's a classic.
Yeah.
I think I have an old DVD of that. Cooley High, I would have loved them. I got an old DVD of that one too, like an MGM DVD when they did their kind of the blaxploitation collection that they did.
Yeah.
And which one's in the Michael Haneke set? Because I do like him. Seventh Continent, Benny's Video, 71 Fragments of a Chronology of Chance. I don't know if I've seen those. I don't know if I've seen all those anyway. Benny's Video sounds familiar. Have you seen those?
Yeah, I think I've seen one of them.
Hey, Disconnected, welcome, dude. We got to get you on sometime soon. Yeah, I'm hot too. It's I'm melting.
Thin Red Line.
But yeah, no, I think surprisingly, Hollywood Shuffle was the one that got me most excited.
Yeah.
Because it's just one that I watched and over again. And Our
Yeah.
Signal Lace, I want to own it. I did this. Again, I was in a lot of plays when I was younger. I was going to act. We did Our Signal Lace. We did the front page, and they were fun to do. And it's like, just the movies are fantastic. But
Yeah.
for me, there's just like an extra experience of like of, thinking back.
Yeah, like sentimental.
Exactly. Excellent. We will definitely get you on that.
Elephant Man's a good one.
Elephant Man?
Yeah.
I am not an animal. I am a human being. People say Elephant Man is like one to watch. Is like is a starter, like film, from him. And I'm like, yeah, I guess like it's definitely a starter film. But what would you Here's a question.
All right.
Directors. So, De Palma, Cronenberg, David Lynch. Start with those three.
Okay.
If you were to pick a criterion for each of those directors, like that's like if you were to say somebody was getting there's their start into those directors.
What I'm actually on Criterion or?
Yeah, they're actually on Criterion.
Okay. Let's think. So for Cronenberg, I'd pick Crash.
I love Crash.
For Scorsese, I would pick The Schultz, just because I think it's something that you won't know, so you should go there and look at, like something different to what's now, so you can appreciate. So I'd pick that. De Palma. What has De Palma got on Criterion?
Not a lot. I mean, there's Dress to Kill. There's Sisters isn't on Criterion, is it? There's Blowout.
Oh yeah, Blowout's one, isn't it?
And there's another one too. There's another couple. Anybody can remember? Have a great time, Alex. Like people are saying Blowout, and I gotta agree. Like Blowout is definitely gonna be.
Take care, Alex. I would probably. I think. Where am I? Where is it? Where is it? That is weird.
So I asked that question so it couldn't be asked back on me. So I put you on the spot.
Have a look. Okay, Sisters, isn't it?
Is it?
Yeah, that's what it says here. I think personally, you could pick any one of them. Really, I mean, Sisters is a good movie. Blowout and Just to Kill to me are very deep movies. It comes to the mystery aspect. Blowout, I think, does Dress to Kill just a little bit. So probably Dress to Kill for me personally. I would say, yes, American Jab. It actually kind of works. It
does. It very much does work. I mean, Brian De Palma's I still think is underrated.
I think Dress to Kill, and then I think Blowout after that, and then probably Sisters.
For me, it's Blowout because I just love that film. Although the ending is like so dark, but again, so Body Double that needs a Criterion. I love that film. That's my favorite. Hey Gino, welcome, man. dude, I'm definitely gonna have you back on to talk Charlie Chan, Asian Detectives. Feel better, because I've been there. I know what that can be like, and feel better doesn't help. But you did amazing, and
Well, hi, Gino. I hope you feel better soon. When you say Asian detectives, you talk about, because you
Mr.
said Charlie
Moto,
Chan, you
Charlie
talk about
Chan.
Mr. Wong
Yeah.
and what was the other one? There was another one, wasn't there?
So there's a few. Here's the thing. Do you know that around 3 years ago, I was going to do a video on Mr. Wong, like Boris Karloff and that, and I don't know, mind slip. Anyway, so I'm making it, and it's pre-tape days, so it must have been more than 3 or 4 years ago. So I'm talking about it, and I get through the video, and thank God, I read it back, right? I watch it back because I'm like, and the entire time, Mr. Wang, like I don't say Wang once in the video. I say Mr. Wang the entire time, and my mind doesn't pick up on it. So that video never got made.
I think what's interesting about the Mr. Wong films is you've got the Boris Karloff ones. That's it, Mr. Moto.
I
That's
love
right.
Mr.
Mr. Moto played in my view, if I'm honest with you, and hopefully it cheers you up a little bit, Gino. To me, Mr. Moto and Mr. Wong are the best ones. Charlie Chan, obviously, classic. But I love, see, you feed me there. But Mr. Wong, I recently bought the Kino set, the Blu-rays, because I've got them coming.
Yeah.
Love that. Love Boris Karloff, obviously. Mr. Moto, if they released a Blu-ray of that tomorrow, I'd jump on that because Peter Lorre was perfect. I will say, though, the later ones weren't as good as the earlier ones. I love the first one so much. After that, he kind of loses more of the Mr. Moto and kind of sounds more like Peter Lorre a little bit, I think. In the later
It's
ones.
kind of like the spy ones. Like, what's the thing? Like Charlie Chan's more like a kind of he's a detective. He's
yeah, it's kind of like Poirot, isn't he, in a way?
Yeah, and like Mr. Moto was very much like the more of an action kind of movie. Like he's a spy. There's a little more action. He does kung fu.
The other thing as well is the Henry Silva portrayal of Mr. Moto, which absolutely was ridiculous. The question is, right? Who's the best Charlie Chan?
Well, not Roland Winters, though I don't mind them. It's between like Warner Oland and Sidney Toyer. Sidney Toyer obviously played the role for longer and kind of made it his own. Actually, bought the rights to Charlie Chan to make his own films afterwards.
I think it's Oland personally, but yeah.
But yeah, I would think like Warner Oland had a nervous breakdown.
Or what about Peter Ustinov? Did you think he was the best?
I think he was a good pro, although he looked nothing like pro. He looked even less like Charlie Chan. But Warner Oland, it's such a, because Warner Oland's like role on Chan ended so dramatically.
Yeah.
Like they were making the last movie and he kind of disappeared.
Yeah.
And on the last film, he had a breakdown. So
he had serious problems, didn't he?
Yeah, like he had some pretty serious problems. But I loved Oland. I thought he did a great job. I like Toller too, but it's a toss up for me.
I think anyone, you know what? If you're talking about the re-release, I could be wrong. The re-release from Imprint, I wanted the original one, and it hurts me every day that I didn't get that set.
I know I have sets. The Thin Man set. I used to own it. I don't anymore, and every day I want the Thin Man set, and I don't.
Yeah. Yeah, I think you got to go with Oland, didn't you? I think he's the master of Charlie Chan, and with the fact that you see him as well going through such terrible pain, the history, it kind of makes him even more important to the character, And
I think Oland does the best Charlie Chan movie for me because what's it called? At the Olympics.
Yeah.
Because in the Charlie Chan movies, Warner Oland, I won't get into it too much because we're going to do a video on it. Warner, the character of Charlie Chan, is pretty much he's pretty like in control. He's pretty calm. But in the Olympics, his son's in danger, and all of a sudden he doesn't have the control that he's had in the movies, or he's not like the one step ahead that he normally is.
Yeah,
it's more frantic. There's more for Chan, which is different, and that is probably my favorite.
he was an underrated actor, wasn't he? Key Luke.
Fantastic actor. So we only got to play Charlie Chan in of course, the animated series.
So when you talk about Mr. Wong, you got to talk about the Lugosi version as well.
Well, yeah, have to, and of course, Mr. Wang.
Are you going to talk about the one who was in Get Smart?
That was the first episode of Get Smart I saw. For those who don't know, there's an episode of Get Smart. There's like this, I guess, this Fu Manchu type character. And he has this one long fingernail, and it's poison. And he kills people. Like, that's his thing. He kills people with his fingernail.
Yeah.
And so Max Smart, the Agent 86, always has these type of like gadgets and stuff, like James Bond. But one of the gadgets that he has in this episode is he's got like this remote control fly. And what he ends up doing is getting the fly to go around his face, and he goes up, swat the fly off his face, and poisons and kills himself. Brilliant episode. Love that episode, by the way. I have the complete Get Smart here.
What you should do is when you do the stream with Gino, shoot it black and white.
Look,
kind of bad light, the filter going.
But then I would have to what's the word? Do filters and all that stuff, and I'm probably not going to.
Imagine it. Imagine how close it with the special effects.
Do you know how
Get
much
the special effects over it and everything?
Some of my early videos, some really, really, really early videos, I shot on camera, and I shot it like a heathen, in just regular mode. And I did like really short, 10-second videos and stuff like that, where I was shooting with weird filters and just early days, guys, early days.
So I'm trying to get more retro and not working.
Well, that's retro. You can watch my early ones. It's painful. I think I did one on the last exorcism or something like that. Maybe a 10-second one. Don't watch it, by the way. It's really sucky video. It's
I tried watching some other videos. They might be mine. Oh dear.
You look back on some of the things. It's my anniversary. This is my anniversary, my 11-year anniversary. Yeah. I've done 2,900 videos on YouTube. Shit, Yeah. So for a little while, what I was doing for a couple of I was going back. I was watching videos. I was watching some of my videos live, doing live reaction.
Oh, lovely.
As I watched the video. So it was kind of fun because I went and watched on my Patreon. I think it's on Patreon. I did my most infamous video, Shame on You Scream Factory. So I got to go back and rewatch that, which is kind of embarrassing and kind of fun at the same time. Because so many people found me from that video.
Yeah.
And I'm hoping did you find me because I was talking about this knowledgeable about this film? No, I found you because you ranted about Scream Factory. Company on Earth Films is going to start putting out a lot of the 90s softcore stuff. Yes, which is fantastic.
About time we got more of that stuff.
We actually mentioned it on here a few days ago, Sean. We're talking about it, and that's one of the things that I want to see most. We know that there's one coming from Culture Shock, and we know we got stuff to come from Unearthed Films.
Hopefully with the lenticular where it just changes, what the woman looks like.
I got asked about which one I had, and I'm pretty sure
there's a few I want from Unearthed Films. Tokyo Decadence, I think, is from Unearthed. Dr. Lamb, Evil Dead Trap quite a few. Full body massage has been put out by them in November and the Rapture. Nice.
No, May was here today. I'm not going to find it.
Oh dear. He's lost it.
But I had like the Snapdragon, like, Night Eyes, like double feature. And I had to put it over there.
Yeah, you can get it on Blu-ray because I keep seeing that on eBay.
Full body massage is being put up by them in November in the Rapture with Dave Duchovny. Duchovny's perfect for those type movies because that was his real life.
Because he's an addict, isn't he?
Yeah. Like, he did Red Shoe Diaries, and like, in real life, it was like, yeah, that's my life.
Californication.
Californication is like I always said, that's the character I related to most when I was younger. Was that character.
Getting punched in the face by women, yeah.
Not at that, but she's supposed to be like, well, she's not 16. She's supposed to be 16. Like, I guess she's playing 16. But if at her actual age and that actual actress, yes, she can punch me in the face.
Oh. Blue Xander's a lot of those titles as well. I'll tell you a secret, Sean. I
still think, like, was it Andrew Stevens is the king? Andrew Stevens is the king, man. Andrew Stevens, Gregory Harrison, like, those guys did a ton of those films.
I'm going to contact Unearthed Films and ask if they want my personal library.
Put out you want to get Unearthed Films to put out your Unearthed film.
Yes, my film. Oh dear.
Exotica, I forgot that was out.
Oh, I remember I had Late Consequence on DVD a while back. It sold for $200.
Well, that's like, I got Le Corbeau. I got the little DVD edition of this one. I was so like excited. That was one of my big flexes. I got Le Corbeau, right? It was out of print.
Yeah.
Not anymore, man.
Well, I'll tell you something. When Criterion released the Godzilla set, they missed 2 movies out of it. I sold those on Blu-ray before I moved for $450 together. And it was just the standard cheap Blu-rays that were released.
Seriously?
Seriously. And I was like, why didn't I buy 50 copies of this when it came out?
That's the thing. There's certain ones that I got, like, and I know, like, I could sell, some Pride and Massacres, like Blu-ray set for 2 and 3. Because 3's never coming out again. like 1 and 2 came out on 4K. 3's not coming out on 4K. That's you're not getting that. They'll put it a lot, but I guess I think there's a rights issue is what happened. But
I think so.
Because I think, like, the first 2 were done by one company, and this, like, Corman's company, and the third one was done by, like, another company.
Yeah.
Same with, like, the Sorority House films and a few other ones like that. But yeah, it's so comical because I'll go and I'll pick them out. Like, I was doing a video, like, when I was in North Sydney, and I showed at the time, like, I was showing, like, my different, like, Scream Factory editions, because I'm no good at, like, if somebody asks me, like, what's out of print, I don't know. I don't keep up with that. So I was
me neither, to be honest.
And they're like, oh, that's worth a lot of money. I'm like, this is Slumber Party Massacre. What do you mean? Not what I think of. When you think of, like, oh, this is gonna be worth some money. That was the last thing on my. Now I do have one out of print, a Criterion, that I'm hoping gets a Blu-ray release. I'll get it actually. It's a DVD release.
All right.
It's my Halloween Criterion. So I always recommend this one for Halloween if you got it.
All right.
And it's Monsters and Madmen.
Okay, cool.
It's really good, actually. Haunted Strangler I really love, and Quarters of Blood. And then you got, like, First Man into Space and Atomic Submarine. And when you open it up, the artwork is just kind of mod and retro.
Oh, I like that.
You got the.
Nice.
It's so different for Criterion at the time because it's like, it's like taking chances And the neat thing is, like, they weren't like just put on one, like each, gets its own disc, so it's not like double feature. And you got like booklets for each like 2-disc set. And great stuff. Honda Strangler's fantastic. Boris Karloff movie, of course.
Yeah.
Quarter's Blood, Christopher Lee, and just incredible films.
Yeah, they are.
And we picked this up because we loved it. Like, my better half loves like science fiction, and I'm a huge like classic horror fan.
Yeah.
And Honda Strangler was one that I watched with my dad when I was younger, and we both really, really enjoyed it. He does this like kind of weird kind of like face like thing. Like he's got like kind of a.
Yeah, no, I've got the DVD of it.
It's such a cool film. Yeah, exactly. And such a good movie. So when I saw that Criterion put it out, like we grabbed that one like right away. And it had like some decent special features on here as well. We got some commentaries for Tom Weaver and guys like that. Some new interviews with the cast. So pretty cool stuff. But that's the one I want to come out on Blu-ray or 4K.
Cool. That'd be great, wouldn't it?
Also, I think the Criterion should put a Skinamax status. The Criterion Skinamax line.
Well, they could release a big box set full of them.
Body Chemistry, Criterion, the Criterion Collection.
Imagine it. Imagine how epic that would be.
What do you think? Okay, is the most unlikely film or film series to ever get a Criterion release?
Guinea Pig.
See, I in a way, no, it won't, but I could see a rationalization. So I'll go even better.
Go on then.
Criterion presents Witchcraft, the complete film collection.
Oh, you want to go? Oh, you want to go that deep, do you? Okay.
Yes, you got to.
Camp Blood.
Yeah, Camp Blood, and next year Axe Grinder, right?
Yeah, there you go.
Criterion Collection, but yeah, like all those Anvil knockouts, Anvil Karen, Anvil Christmas, and all
there you
those
go. You need to watch Anvil Karen because you haven't watched it, have you?
No, I haven't. You said
you need to watch it. You want to see real cinema? You watch that movie.
Is that Philip sit down, right?
Yeah, Sean C. Phillips made it.
Like, all the credit to him. Like, he's doing stuff that I can't do. But and he's a nice enough guy. Like, but it's just some of those films, man. Because I think he did some of the Witchcraft too, didn't he? Some of the later Witchcraft films.
No, he was in them. He was in a couple of them with Brenda Mitchell. I think it was like 16, 17. I think.
Yeah,
I don't know if he. I don't think he directed them.
I thought he directed the last one. I could be wrong. I'm normally am. Like, I'm wrong at least 2 to 3 times a video. Look up, because I'm kind of curious.
If he did, I'm gonna be like, oh dear.
Well, I said of Kubrick, his entire catalog. I would love that.
That'd be brilliant.
In 4K. No, that's.
I talk about that. I've got a couple of Kubricks coming. I've got 3 Kubricks coming from bloody hell, 46 upcoming.
What?
Yeah, it's got all these movies upcoming: Supernatural Assassins, Slumber Party, Slaughter Party 2, Axe to Grind, PA 39, The Halloween Broadcast, Staycation, An American Masquerade, Butcher's Bluff, Area 5150. Oh, that's not director. That's an actor. Let's say director. As director, he's got 7 coming: Desert Things, Pay to Die, Mistletoe Massacre, Amityville Bigfoot, Woods Witch, Amityville Shark House, and Cheer Bloody Murder. And he didn't direct any of the witchcrafts.
Well, there's still time.
But I know he was in 1 or 2.
Oh yeah, he was in 1 at least, maybe 2, I think.
Let's have a look. If I go actor, he's been in 263 movies.
That's that is definitely an accomplishment, man.
Well, I don't know.
It is. I mean, like, how many movies have we been in? Come on, I'll be honest.
Well, yeah, it's true. I wonder how much he gets paid for them.
Well, he's in, like, that's the thing. He's in Los Angeles area, like, so he's in an area where, like, a lot of movies are being made. but still, you got to do. You got to be.
Oh, it was in Things 4.
Oh, the Sterling one, right?
Yep. And Witchcraft 16, Hollywood Coven. That's the one he was in. It was in Camp
I hate that
4 and 5. So it was basically in most of the Sterling stuff. What's interesting is you never see this stuff anywhere unless you're in a bargain bin.
Yeah, I got like I think a couple of the Witchcraft movies, 16 and maybe 17, or I think on an old like on a out of print Mill Creek set that they did. Because they did a few like that had like some of the more like I guess modern type films like Witchcraft and like Dead and Rotting, stuff like that. And they're called Advantage collections, and there's a few of them, but I managed to grab 2 of them when they were out because they went out of print really quickly.
Yeah.
But I'm pretty sure the Sean C. Phillips Witchcraft was one of them on there.
Sean C. Phillips, he has the benefit of living off his parents in his 40s. LOL.
I mean, he worked. I mean, he does the YouTube thing, and he obviously he's acting over 200 films, and directs stuff. So that's
John C. Phillips' biggest achievement, in my view, was the weight loss. He looks so much healthier, and I think that's a big achievement. That's amazing. An achievement I would love to have more of. But when it comes to his acting ability and directing, if he's getting paid good money for it, good on him. But if I was going to make a film, I would not want to be making it for 4 days. I'd want to actually put more effort into it.
But to be fair, like there's actually bigger directors out there, like that used to make like really good films, and now they're making films like that.
Yeah.
So look at the Dakotas, right? Like Dave Dakota, who was a good director, made some solid stuff, and now he makes stuff like the Bear Winch Project and stuff. And he made it was actually a documentary, like Zero and Orsky and guys like that, right? They're making movies now in like 3 and 4 days, because it sells. They're not very good movies. They're it's, but if they, I guess if they make money on it, that's always the thing.
I think my problem is this: if you've got the chance to finally make a movie, I know it's probably because of other things other than him directing it. Don't get me wrong, because there's more to it, like production, all these other things involved. I'd want more effort to be put in it. Most of the films was like, yeah, that's done now. Half of them don't feel like there were scenes recorded from a script. So
your first movie wouldn't be like an adult film then?
It would be, and I'd be the star.
There you go. I actually, no joking, have thought about an OnlyFans account. Not that type of OnlyFans.
But so you got to do nude reviews and everything.
No.
you take my pasty out, my pasty idea out the thing.
That's just basically so like I could do like Patreon videos, right? Where I could talk, like I could talk about things like and be totally able to be uncensored. Because even Patreon will censor, certain things you can't.
So when you say stuff that's not censored, you're talking about like the real dark stuff.
Like put it to you, so the thing is people think OnlyFans all the time. And they think, okay, cute girls, right? Yeah. Which is, like 90% of what you think.
Which you relate to. You relate to being a cute girl, right?
Well, 100%. Look at me. Okay. What a cute girl I am. No, but the thing is, but that's not what OnlyFans was meant to be. That's not what was created. So
you want to change it up? You want to fight the system?
To make a movie aspect of it, and not a paid one either. I'm not talking about like paying for a thing. No, just have it set up to my Patreon. Set up my Patreon so I can actually do videos in there and talk about movies, do watch alongs and stuff like that. And there's no payment aside from being on Patreon.
So kind of like talking about the Tango movie in more detail, kind of thing, and maybe talk about aspects of why it was more.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So because there's things, and when you've been around like as long as I have for doing YouTube and stuff like that, you've seen the changes that's come around here.
And the changes have ruined it a lot.
It has. I mean, like in some ways, it's like I've things seen get more creative, and there's some ways I've seen things get more like handcuffed, because like people forget, like when they think about the early YouTube, a lot of it is like crap.
Yeah.
Like, as much as we like to remember, like, oh man, remember early YouTube? If you go
Yeah,
back and actually
painful.
watch some of the early YouTube, it's not as good as you remember.
A lot of early YouTube is a lot like what most of the shorts are now.
Yeah.
You know, quick, painful, and nothing of substance.
Yeah, and like they push towards shorts now, and I've done like a few shorts, but I never feel completely genuine with those.
Yeah.
Like I could like it's so weird because I can now like I can do a TikTok video on certain things, and it makes sense,
Yeah.
but I seem like I'm cutting myself down a
Yeah.
bit when it comes to this. Like there's some people like all the power to you. If you got the shorts thing down and you can like if you got the shorts down, you're ready to go.
I take my shorts down regularly, take care of what I need to do, and then I'm done within 60 seconds.
So there we go. Right. So, but yeah, no, but me, no. Like I got TikTok. I'm on TikTok now. Well, like follow me on TikTok, guys.
Hey, TikTok.
And I'm working towards. So this is what happens when you get to TikTok. You need 1,000 viewers, right? Subscribers. When you get 1,000 subscribers, you can go live. You can make live videos on TikTok.
Oh.
It'll be a lot longer. Except I'm over 1,000. I'm on 1,055, whatever, somewhere in there. Still don't have my live yet. Still waiting to get my live. So I gotta like, and they used to be like up to 10 minutes long, but now they've changed it, and now videos are 3 minutes long that you can do a TikTok of, but you can go on your phone and make a 10-minute long video and then upload.
So what do you exactly do on TikTok? Just the same stuff?
Well, no, I'm doing all my dances now. No, I talk about different things that I don't talk about so much on here. So on TikTok, let me mute it, but give you an idea. By the way, it's just my name, Aaron Penn. I talked the last couple. I did a 3-minute movie review. I did talk about the SAG strike. I did a look into my movie collection, and some of the ones that the ones that you do, like the top 3 celebrity lookalikes. You know those like things.
So decent. So basically, a decent range then.
Yeah, like pretty much. A lot of movie stuff.
Yeah.
So yeah, if I need to reach that 1,000.
Have you joined Threads yet?
Yeah, because here's the thing, I still got a few more to get to. I need 800 I need 800 more followers. 800 followers to get to TikTok 1,000. So I'm still not there yet. I'm almost there. 800 more to go. Just follow me. But I like Threads a lot better than I do Twitter. And the second that I've got over most of the friends that I got from Twitter onto Threads, like Twitter's gone out the window.
Wow.
Twitter's just a mess. Like it really is. I'm getting all kinds of ads and spam.
I've never used it, so I've never used
You're
Twitter.
so lucky. Like it wasn't great, but it was good for like news and like catching up on things and stuff like that. But now, like every day, it's like 2 or 3 people that are not real people. Like, oh look, this attractive girl that's probably not really this girl has just sent me a friend request, and she has no tweets or anything like that. That's not suspicious at all.
Which is probably is an AI.
Yeah, it's crazy, man. It's made it like impossible, and now it's the characters are limited, and you only do so many tweets. Like you can only read so many tweets now. Yeah, Elon Musk is a idiot.
Yeah.
That's
Why buy so and then limit it so that you lose people?
There's the thing. You get guys that like they get like they're doing okay. And I'm gonna be honest here. They're like okay, they seem like they're doing well. And then you start to realize that they're doing well off of other people's ideas,
Yeah.
and they're not actually doing well because, in reality, Tesla's not doing that well. Like his companies actually aren't doing the greatest because here's the
losing
thing.
money, aren't they?
Yeah, because here's the thing. It's okay if you got money to shove into something, and because you found an idea that's good,
Yeah.
but if you don't have the sense and the
To keep
savvy,
that going.
yeah, exactly, then
Well, it's like that thing, isn't it? One bad choice can make you lose millions.
Emperor's new clothes, man. Emperor's new clothes. Everybody's like,
Yeah.
"Oh, look at these fancy clothes." It just takes one person to look at them and say, "You're new." And right now, Twitter is like his nudity.
Yeah. It's interesting when you think of it, because it's a crazy time with the changes that we're going through. I mean, the world itself is going through so much changes, whether it's people, the earth, you name it,
The crazy being way too hot.
Yep. It's supposed to get hotter.
Yeah, well, and I thought, it's understandable because here's the thing. I've been on this earth for 52 years. Naturally, with each year that progresses, I'm going to make the earth just a slight bit hotter. So I can't help that. It's my curse. There you go, man. Blame me for climate change.
I'm going to blame you. So what I need to do now is I need to make a big video on my channel going, you know why climate change has got worse? And there we go.
Yeah.
Put a big picture of you up on the screen.
Yeah, with my shirt open, something like that.
Yeah, doing a face like.
The duck lips and all that.
Yeah, there you go.
One thing that I do want to do, actually, and so when network closed down, and even though they weren't put out by Saber Man part last week, it made me think back on the Carry-On movies.
Oh yeah.
That there were sets and a lot of sets sold out. So I don't have all the Carry-On films, but I had a few of them. But they're all at the farm, and I brought a set over here, one set with 3 films on it. And then I looked at the set, and it wasn't the right movies, in each one. So I go to the farm today, and I know I'm gonna be there for a bit. And I said, okay, I'm gonna find all my Carry-On sets because I want to know every Carry-On movie that I got. So everything, by the way, is in these plastic crates. When you see me doing uncrating, everything's in one of those at the farm.
Yeah.
So I'm looking for the Carry-On films. Now these aren't one right beside each other. No, these are crates on top of one another, stacked. And for those that don't know, big crates of movies be real heavy. Yeah. So
it's also the lifestyle of a true collector.
Yep. And it's I hurt my back, and I can't hurt my back moving the crates, and it was the last mother crate.
It always is.
It's the last one. So I'm moving. I get all the crates on one side because there's 2 different sides of crates. And I get over to the last crate, and I'm like, if it's not in here, I don't know where it is, and I'm starting to get worried. And I don't say anything at first because it's 3 rows. So I get into the 3rd row, and I start to see also get my Carry-On movies. So I got Carry-On Screaming, Carry-On Camping, and all that stuff. So I brought them all over.
I'm fine tonight.
Hello. Do we get? We got a Petunia sighting.
In case people are wondering, I'm fine tonight is a quote from Carry On Screaming,
Which is a fantastic film, actually.
I always loved Oddbod 1 and 2. I always loved those 2. The 2 creatures, Oddbod 1 and 2.
Oh yeah.
I always loved that, especially number 2. And number 2 is always smiling and I love that.
What's your favorite Carry-On film?
My favorite Carry On film, I would say, is Carry On, Don't Lose Your Head.
I think.
And Carry On Camping.
Yeah, I love Carry-On Camping, That seems like
One, two, fling. 1, 2, fling.
It almost seems like the standard answer. But so I'm going to say one that nobody is going to say. I actually love Carry On Cabby. I love where the like Sid James as the
Did you say Carry On Cabby?
Cabbing, yeah, carrying cabbing.
Yeah.
So like basically, you got Sid James. He's got like the cab station,
Yeah.
and like, his wife. She has like all the female cabs.
The black and white ones are very underrated.
Oh, 100%. And like I got to get her down because I'm worried she's going.
Sure. Hi, Glenn. I think another one of my favourites from the old. I think 2 more of mine would be Carry On Spying.
I like Carrot.
And I would say Cruising.
Did you like Follow the Camel?
I thought it was all right. I thought it's got some really good moments in it, but it's a bit forgettable.
Yeah, I'm not sure Phil Silver was the right choice.
No. Another one I didn't like was, is it the one with the toilets?
Which one's that?
It's the one where they work in the toilet place. Is it Coming Up Your Khyber?
Oh, yeah. That's not one of the better ones.
I didn't like that one. Carry On Abroad, I didn't think was too bad, but wasn't brilliant. Carry On Cleopatra, I always enjoy because that's just hilarious and weird.
Did you like Karen Emanuel? I think I'm the only person that like Karen Emanuel.
It's all right. It's all right, but I think the problem with it is even though they did really well with innuendo and the jokes, I do feel like it's too tame for what it should have been.
So that's people had the opposite thing. Like, it wasn't tame enough. Yeah, Frankie Howard was in some of the Carry On films.
Frankie Howard was good, but you know.
Sid James.
That's a really good. Sid James stands out all the time in those movies. Same as trying to remember.
I'll show you
Bernard, the bald guy. You'll know, Gino, won't you? The bald guy, the tall bald guy. What's his name? It was Bernard something, wasn't it? Screaming wasn't too bad. Carry On Screaming was really good. I really enjoyed that one. I think that's one of the ones I've watched the most. Yeah, Kenneth Williams. What a comedian. What an actor, you know? I mean, just sad. It's just sad the way, way things like that ended for him. Carry On Teacher's another good one. Carry On Sergeant. What else? Carry On England, it was a bit, because there's more modern cast, at the time. Whoa!
There's another 3, but they're put away somewhere. But the ones I got here, maybe I'll refresh your memory on some of these, is Carry On Loving.
Oh, I like that one. That's the dating one, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. I love the bit where it just keeps playing the song while the people are in the car and in the phone box. And
Carry On Cowboy.
Oh, hey, Rumpo.
Carry On Cleo.
Oh, that one's great.
Carry On Cruising, I liked.
Carry On Cruising's brilliant.
Carry On Up the Jungle.
No, not the jungle. Oh, is that the one where the guy's Tarzan?
Yeah. It's Professor Inigo Tinkle. That's Frankie Howard, actually.
Yeah.
Boozlem Bird. And the neat thing about some of these have like episodes of the Carry On TV series on them, like as special features.
Yeah.
Carry On at Your Convenience. I actually really like this one.
Yeah,
it was almost like a skit, like the way it was done. It was almost like a skit style. Oh, Carry On Matron.
Hey, Dustin.
Hey, Dustin, welcome, man.
I like those ones. I like the hospital ones.
Carry On Girls.
That's good. Oh, that's the model one, right? Where they're doing like the model shows.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All the scantily clad ladies. Well, it's Carrie movie, so first Carrie Abroad.
Nice.
Which
That I think that's the one where they're in the hotel.
Yeah, though, I love this one. The hotel kind of falls apart at the end.
Yeah.
This is the one, Dad. Is this the one we watched? I think me and my dad watched this one. Carry On Spying is there.
Classic that. I love when she gets caught, the woman in the place, and she goes, "I'm half man, half woman," and Barbara Windsor, I believe, can remember everything, like when just go.
Carry On Jack is okay.
Yeah, it's not anything special, is it?
Yeah, not my favorites. Carry On Constable's good.
Yep, that was a good one. I got that on Blu-ray.
Oh, nice. Oh, Carry On Again, Doctor.
Oh,
there we go.
Too many movies fall over.
Carried on all the way.
Glenn, your dad says, "Having supper. Carry on, guys."
Okay. Carrying Up the Khyber, which is not one of my favorites.
Yep.
The classic one here, and I love the case for this one actually. Carry On Screaming.
Oh yeah.
Fantastic one. You got Kenneth Williams, of course, is
yeah.
Him and Sid James, Smee is Carry On, and Charles Hartley, of course. Carry On Cabby, because one of my favorites. Right. A lot of people don't like it. Carry On Columbus. I really don't remember.
That was him trying to reboot it, because that had Julian Clary in it.
Is it really?
Yeah.
Oh, Rick Mayhall's in this one?
Yeah.
Alexei Sale? You're right, Julian Clary's in. That's a weird.
Yeah, they were kind of trying to reboot it, and it just was so horrible.
Oh yeah, no.
They were trying to do like a more modern group, and it just flopped badly.
Jan Pertwee
lost all the charm of it,
Jan Pertwee is like perfect for Carry On, but the rest of it so much. Carry On Behind.
Yeah.
Gotta love these covers, man. Elkie Summer.
What one was that one?
Carry On Behind.
Oh no, I mean the story.
Oh, dramatic reading time. When the Carry On gang get to the bottom of the problem, nothing can top them for laughter. Archaeologists, Professors Anna Vushka and Roland Crump are desperate to begin poking around the remains of a Roman encampment. Unfortunately, the local caravan site has been built over the historical site. Holiday pals Ernie Bragg and Fred Ramsden have their sights set on the local beauty spots. Campers Sandra, played by Carol Hawkins, and Carol, played by Sherry Hewson. Carry On favorites Bernard Breslau, Kenneth Connor, Peter Buttersworth, and Joan Sims are on hand to fuel the intent humor. So don't really remember this one as well, actually.
Me neither. That's what I was thinking. I don't remember it.
But it's got a couple of like Sid's not here, but Joan Sims is, and Bernard Breslau is, and Kenneth Williams. So I'll check it out.
Yeah.
Carry On, Follow the Camel. That's why I'm not too big on, because I'm not. I like Phil Silver, but not in that.
I enjoyed that film. I thought it was great. That's the one with the tiffin in, isn't it?
Yeah. I
love those scenes. Tiffin.
Carry On
Camping. That's a great cover, that one.
It is a cool cover. And who does not? I'm sorry. Who could not fall in love with Barbara Windsor?
Exactly.
Like,
so she got dementia.
Yeah, I know. And EastEnders too. She was in EastEnders for years.
Yeah. Probably a most iconic role, if you hadn't seen like the Carry On films kind of thing.
Yeah.
What's crazy? She dated one of the Craig brothers too, didn't she? That's how long that was.
She was when she played the EastEnders character, that was way closer to her than like the Carry On movies. And last but not least, says Carry On Doctor.
Carry On Doctor.
Nice. I got 3 more, but I don't have them here. They're around there somewhere.
Do you remember what the ones they were?
I don't. I think it might have been one of the nurses ones. There was Carry On Constable. I know that was one of them. Like the one that had I think it's Constable. Which one had
Carry On Teacher?
Karen Teacher, I think. Karen Constable, because I think that's the one with William Hartnell,
Yeah.
where he's like the military guy.
Yeah, I think so, yeah.
And there's a third one. The Karen, I think it might have been a nurse one. I think it was teacher, constable, and might have been nurse. Not quite sure. But yeah, so I had them like
Hey, Matty.
there's box sets. Hey there, Matt. Welcome, man. Finish up Invisible Man Returns with Vincent Price. Oh, such a good movie. Maddie is going to be on here Thursday.
Oh, hey, Matty. Look forward to seeing you on. Well, just to say about Invisible Man Returns, I watched that quite recently again. I love how Vincent Price's character is a lot more deranged. Like at the table, and he goes, "You can't stop me," and all this, and he keeps going, "Ooh, you stay here," and and all this.
It's such a different franchise. Like when you have the Invisible Man set, and you watch them, and you're like,
It's
okay,
so different.
Like horror, and like okay, this is kind of horror one. Now we're into Secret Agents, and now what? It's wacky comedy. What the hell's going on? It's such like a tonal shift.
The Invisible Woman one had me in tears after when she said, "I'm lying on the floor. Can't you see me?"
That one has a dog, Invisible Dog too, right? That's the one with the Invisible Dog too.
Yeah.
That was someone with the most drop off.
Whoa, what are you on about, Gino? I actually haven't seen any of the Carry On films.
You have to see them.
I'm familiar with some of the actors. I remember Joan Sims as Gran in Till Death Us Do Part. Wow, you need to change that.
And you will like them, man.
You need to change that, Gino.
Carry On camping and get like what would you recommend? That's Carry On camping.
I would say pick up Carry On Camping, pick up Carry On Spine, and pick up Carry On Teacher. Just because they're three completely different stages of the Carry On universe.
The hospital ones are normally really good. When people normally think like Carry On movies, like Carry On is like is body humor is what they're like.
Yeah.
WD1. But so like kind of like the tongue-in-cheek, innocent, like sexy humor. But people would often think of like when they show when they make fun of them. They would often use like the hospital ones. So Mitchell and Webb had a series.
The Peep Show,
yeah. Before the Peep Show, they had their own like kind of skit show.
Yeah.
And it started on radio and then went on to TV. And they do one, and I can't say what they say, but in it, Webb plays a guy that's in one of these body hospitals, and they're all like doing double entendres. And so he's got a needle. Like, I'm gonna get a mighty big prick from that, ain't I? And like, it won't be the first time. And he'll just like out and out say, like,
all the crazy stuff.
Yeah, all the vulgar stuff.
If you like the Carry On films, you want something a bit more older, then the Confessions films are really good.
Oh, yeah. The Indicator put out.
They put out the Adventures collection.
Adventures ones, yeah.
Which are nowhere as good.
They're okay.
The first one's great because it's just like skits in a way. The second one feels a little bit more, and the third one I ain't seen in so long. I've still got to watch the Blu-ray of. But the Confessions films, highly rate them. They're some of the greatest comedies of all time.
Are they out? They have a good release?
They had a good DVD release, which was really good. But now the problem with it is they're out of print, so they go for quite big money. Yeah. I remember going in shops and getting them for 50p.
In North America, these were really hard to get. Like I think my dad got the ones from the UK. Like it's my younger sister, she picked it. She got them like
They would be because the problem with America, I'm not sure about Canada, but the problem with America is whenever something's like BBC or something English comedy wise and whatnot, they want like $50 for something that should be 10.
I know, like Doctor Who, for instance.
Yeah, exactly. And I mean, when I lived in America, I wanted the Office, right? The complete series. They wanted $45 for it. Luckily, I found it in a thrift store for $5.
Which is the American or the British one?
The British one.
Yeah, like same. Like that's when I actually I found for like I lucked out. Where's that? I think it was like Zeller's. It's a store in Canada, like kind of like a Walmart type store. And the office was there, and I think it was priced wrong. It was priced for $10.
Yeah.
So the
was this no?
Oh yeah, it was brand new. But they honored it, right? It had like the complete show and the specials. So that's the way they normally do it with the British shows. Now, when I was in, I've been looking for the thick of it for a long time because I really like that show.
Yeah.
And I was in London, and I think we went to CEX. And just before I left, I found like the thick of it there, the complete series, which was fantastic. Because I love Peter Capaldi, and I think his character in the thick of it is absolutely freaking amazing.
Yeah.
If you only stick with Doctor Who, it's going to be very different, guys.
It's interesting because when I moved back, right, when I moved back here, the first thing I did was go in CEX and buy like 100 movies and TV series, right? Because they were so cheap. Because they were all the ones I wanted. Like, I want The Office, 50p for the series. You know, if I want Till Death Does Part, £6, you know? So it just jumps on them. Picked up Inspector Morse's complete collection, £10, you know?
Oh, crap.
And I was like, I'm going to grab all of these now. And I was watching them in the hotel, you know, while waiting. Every day until we moved here, I must have picked up 20 plus discs after that. The hotel room was stacked to the ceiling in 18 piles from the floor of media, right? All because I went, I can get this for 50p, I can get this for £1, I can get this, you know? Because I'd missed so much when I was in America. Because, yeah, I could watch it online, but I want to watch the disc. I want to own the disc, you know? Talking about owning the disc quickly. So... Yeah. On Amazon UK, they had where you could import, you know, some keynotes. So today I picked up the Mr. One collection, the Arsene Lupin collection, and I picked up the Tintins.
Oh, nice.
So they're going to come here, I think, on the 27th. So, you know, I wasn't going to pay £12 shipping for a 2-day difference.
So what you need to do next time is like you need to let me know, and I'll actually put in the address for you. So... it gets to the right spot.
So it gets to the right place. We'll talk about the right place. I had a delivery today, or supposed to. It said it was delivered, and I didn't get it.
Did you contact them?
No, not yet, because I can't. Because what happened was they said it was delivered at 5:30, right? It comes through the normal post. So I'm wondering if it's one of those, it's marked as delivered, even though it's going to be delivered tomorrow.
That can happen. Like, that's happened to me before.
Because what they were was, one was Dark Glasses, you know, the Dario Argento movie.
Oh, nice.
And the other one was the discotheque release of Samurai Wolf 1 and 2.
See, if it would have been like Black Adam, that's okay. Because you don't need it.
You know what? Next time we do the stream, which probably won't be long from today, I'm going to make sure I watch that film. And I'm going to talk about it in full detail.
It's so bad. I was so disappointed. I love like that. I was so excited. I love Pierce Brosnan. I grew up with Remington Steele. Like, he's one of my favorite Bonds. And I'm like, oh, great, fantastic! What a great choice for Dr. Fate. Like, what can go wrong? Apparently, a lot. Apparently, a lot.
It's weird, isn't it? Because Dwayne Johnson, right?
Yeah,
he's a great actor, right? He's got the skills. But I don't know why, but over the last year or so, I feel like his films have really gone downhill.
I think a lot of it, and I'm, you know, has to do a bit with ego. Like he got a bit full of himself and wanted to take more control.
Yeah.
And that's never a great thing. Like he's good at acting, at what he does, and the type of films that he does. Let other people write them and direct them, and don't surround yourself with yes people that are going to agree with everything you say.
Yeah,
that's the worst thing. Madagascar, Severed Order, The Survivor, Nightmare Castle, Faceless, The Boys Next Door, The Uncanny, The Beast Must Die, The Devil's Reign, and Blood for Dracula.
Well, you know what? Let's talk about Seven for a minute, because
Matty
bragging, you know, Matty bragging in there. So I got say my 2 bits on my order, right? So far my manual set hasn't been shipped yet, since that was supposed to be shipped first before any of the orders. I'm guessing because it doesn't look like any of your pickups were new, like the last horror show and that. So I'm sure that's why it's gone out, because I've seen people online post saying, I got part of my order, but I didn't get the pre-orders, right?
That's why.
But you're like, why would you, if that stuff's in stock, why would you ship the stuff not together if you're going to ship it anyway? It makes no sense, because they said it came in, it was all coming in at the same time as the Emmanuel set. They haven't been honest about the Emmanuel set, because they said we're going to ship it through all of this month. And it hasn't shipped.
I know, it hasn't reached my place.
So, it hasn't shipped. So does that mean I'm going to have to wait till the Emmanuel one actually ships probably in August now for the stuff to come like in September, when they've lied and said it was going to happen sooner?
So I have a question. Has your wife watched any of the Emmanuel films before?
No.
Is she going to watch any of those? No.
No. I actually watched, because I was still waiting for the Emmanuel's there, I actually watched the Emmanuel in America. Because I've got the Mondo Macabre of it.
Yeah, me too, actually.
I love the beginning. When he goes, I want to strangle you. And she goes, oh, you've never felt the love of a woman, have you? And he's like, ah! When he runs out the thing. I love that. Talk about horrifying, though.
I can't talk about it on here. I will talk about it on our Patreon video next week, though. But there's a sequence in Emmanuel and The Last Cannibal. She's a reporter. And there's a sequence at a hospital where she gets information, but she won't talk about it here. But if you want to know more about that, remind me.
Yes.
I'll give you my thoughts on that.
Yes, and I'll give you my thoughts on in America.
Yeah.
Because, I was tempted. I waited so long, I was tempted to buy. There's 2 that released separately that were on eBay the other day for $10 each. I was tempted to buy them just to watch them, because I'm getting tired of waiting for the set.
Because I have those 2, and I need that set. It's expensive as hell. I can't afford it right now.
Well, hopefully it'll go on sale at some point.
Maybe.
So I'm waiting for. So I'm still waiting for the Severin, right, to even ship anything. Right.
Did Television ship anything for it yet?
Nope, Television haven't shipped either. I sent them an email. I sent an email. Yeah, I sent them an email going, hey, are you shipping this month's releases of the other stuff? Because I didn't get the tracking. The woman there, who's working, because it's a 2-person team. I think it's Brad Henderson and Chloe something, right? I said, I sent her a message going, you told me on the 23rd of last month that you were going to send me tracking next week. It's been technically over 3 weeks. Am I getting the July stuff in with the others? So that means they've got to send me like 12 Blu-rays plus the shirt.
Questionnaire.
Ooh, but there's more, isn't there? There's more. There's Ice, there's Emmanuel and Rio, and there's so many different ones.
Well, I guess we'll consider the original against Black Mirror.
Okay, so we're going to go with Gemsa and Crystal, right?
Yeah, we'll go with Gemsa. So what do you think?
Hands down, Sylvia Crystal.
I got to go with the same. I think Lord Gemser is incredible in these movies, but she wasn't exactly a fan of these movies. She was more she legit preferred working behind the scenes. That's what she went afterwards. Crystal pretty much epitomized the Emmanuel character.
Yeah. You could feel it as well in her character.
Yeah. She was, and there's a class. I don't want to say.
I think there is, I think because they're French, they're a lot more. They've got a lot more eroticism to them without the weird stuff.
Well, it's just Jackin first, right? Not a joke, guys. That's the name. that just in case you think I'm like it's some like no, that's the name of the director. I didn't realize, I didn't think it was real first, but same with Skip Skolnick. I didn't think that was a real name either, but it was. My vinegar syndrome box. I said.
Yeah, tell me about. We all want it, don't we? I mean, to be honest with you, I'm not so bothered about my vinegar syndrome because I know I'm going to get it. Because I've been a subscriber and they've never let me down. But with Severin, it's like technically you're making me wait even longer than I should be because you broke your promise. What's this? Same here. Gems is more beautiful, but Crystal says, see, I don't know. I was looking at Gems, sir. I was looking at, a figure and everything. And I was like, there's times where she looks very, like not healthy in some of the movies. I mean, she's a beautiful woman, but I think Crystal's more beautiful, to be honest. Her hair, her eyes, and she was in a lot more erotic movies. That weren't to do with Emmanuel either.
When I was like in high school, I actually went out with somebody that looked like Sylvia Crystal, like a lot like Sylvia Crystal. That stopped the chat all of a sudden. No, I just thought about that actually. She was like older than me. One of those homework things, right? For those that don't get the reference, homework is the Joan Collins movie.
Do you know what? In the Dragon Lives Again, Emmanuel, I agree with you. That woman is so unattractive. Right?
I don't know who it is.
It's like because in the Dragon Lives Again, you've got Emmanuel as one of the villains. You've got the Man with No Name. You've got the Godfather.
Well, yeah.
Right. And all of them look like they all look like really bad clones that basically can't even do anything. I think the Godfather guy is it's been so long now. But yeah, Zatoichi and Dracula in it as well. And then you've got Popeye, right? Who randomly gets spinach and starts going right. It's an incredible movie, but was made badly. I think it's a Taiwanese movie, but was made in the time, I believe. And it's so bad as a Bruce Lee clone movie that you go to yourself, will this be in the Clones of Bruce Lee documentary kind of thing?
Well, hopefully it'll be like in the documentary, but not like if they ever do a box set. Hopefully,
from what I've seen,
half and half. I don't know more than one.
I mean, from what I've seen, they've got the best people from the Bruce Lee. Clones like Dragon Lee. You've got Bruce Lee. You've got Bruce Lee. And all these people, which is nice because they're the ones you remember the most. Especially for me, Dragon Lee. I love Dragon Lee back in the day, so it'd be nice hearing him talk more. But I would think if they released films like around that set, if they did, I would think it would be those four people. China, South Korean co-production.
Makes sense.
Probably Hong Kong, not China. Oh, okay. I swear I read somewhere it was like Taiwanese. You'd probably know better than me, to be honest on that.
That's one of the things. On Thursday, we're doing like a June Exploitation tier list video. And that's one of the movies going to be on there.
Oh, it's going to be exciting.
So a bit of a little sneaky peek for the people that are coming in.
So there's a lot on this list, is there?
It's a big list.
What time's it going to be at?
That's what I'm going to be talking to Matt about tomorrow, actually. Because I got then, but I'll make sure I'll send you the link when I do it.
Yeah. Make sure let me know.
Because I'm setting up the one with Maddie for Thursday. I need to talk to you about the ones because I think we should probably do a Patreon next week if you're available.
Yeah.
And let's do it for the films that are coming up because nobody wants to go in half cocked when it comes to that opening of the website.
Exactly.
So we got to make sure everything's done there. And I actually will be talking with Indy Fana and Ready about a collector's corner, Canadian edition.
Whoa.
So
Are they Canadian?
they're Canadian.
So it's kind of like Canadian brothers getting together.
So getting our what's Moosehead beer and our and our maple syrup and our toques. What's that?
Well, I'll definitely. As soon as I know, I'll definitely watch the Thursday one.
I have to say, I may have some information here. All right. There are some new Creek movies coming out,
Oh,
and I am kind of excited on some of the stuff. Okay. I love that when they do like the sets, and I guess it's kind of on that time. They're doing they're doing some stand-up stuff. I've been digging their stand-up stuff they've been putting out recently.
who's this?
Like Mill Creek, but
Okay.
they're doing like these like sets like these the romance set, I guess it's called.
Okay.
And it's got like I don't know if you remember the movie Shout. It's like
Yes.
a 90s film with John Travolta.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that's going to be on there, and I'm probably the only person that's going to be excited. Actually, excited about that. So
I mean, it's very forgettable, but yeah, I remember it.
Yeah, that one, and Connie and Carl is there too. So yeah, I'm sorry, I'm down for those films.
So you asked me earlier what I pre-ordered, and I mistakenly thought you meant my thing. It was Fatal Termination. It was a Asian Hong Kong movie with Moon Lee in, and Error 444. Is it Error 4444?
Yeah.
They put it up for pre-order today. Luckily, with both slips, it cost $46, right? With the 2 slips, the movie, and all this bonus stuff. And I was lucky enough to get one each of the last 3 remaining things of 2 different shows, right? For $25 each, and it cost me $139 altogether with shipping.
So how limited were they? Like I'm guessing they're
The
limited.
shirts were part of a bundle originally, but they were leftovers from where didn't have to replace them. So there was 3 left on each one in my size. So I luckily jumped on that at the moment it went live. And for Fatal Termination, the version I got had only 250 available, but there was 1,000 copies if you just wanted the standard version with the slip.
It's just
I
got to catch up with some stuff of this. 6 packs of 2 4s, yeah. There you go. When I was I came back from college. I was spending the summer with my mom, and I kid you not, like so mom lived in a smaller town, and I would get up in the morning. It'd be like 8 a.m. Like because we had a corner store at the time. We were on the corner store,
Yeah.
and it would be 8 a.m. and there'd be guys like I guess my age now or like around 10 years or so older, walking home with two 4s under their arms, to prepare for the morning. I'm like, that's a life choice.
I remember in the old movies. I think it was like in movies like Lemon Popsicle movies, where you'd see the characters and they'd be carrying tons and tons and tons of beers in containers, and it'd be like the end of the night, and they'd sit at the beach and start drinking. It was films like that, and I used to go, how do they do that? Like I'm so drunk after a night out, but I'm going to drink myself sober.
I have to say, when I was in college, I did perpetuate the Canadian stereotype, but I quickly grew out of that. Like, it was like I knew people, like they're like still this day, that'll be like they can go like down it, and like you do you, like no shade on any of that stuff, but like I had kids and stuff and work, so I can't imagine like okay, it's 8 o'clock in the morning, time to drink 24 beer. Like I knew people like they start a beer, and by noon, they'd be drinking like rum or whiskey, and so by night they were like, and most of the time like they would be like super like they'd be the violent ones. So like basically, I remember there was a party like one that I was at, and it was at this place. This older guy, like to let kids and stuff come in type thing. It was kind of weird actually.
Yeah.
But he started drinking early in the night and early in the day, in the morning. So I, for some reason, I left. I was leaving, and so he came back. He wasn't there. So big poop were there, and he was drinking. He kept on drinking, and I got a call from a friend of mine because he was super like kind of out of control.
Yeah.
So I had to go back and like just get people out, kind of calm them down, sort of. But yeah, no, that was I see that way too much. Like,
I've got a story for you. All right.
ooh,
It'll show it show how much of a bad, butt I'm, because I don't want to swear because of the stream. And so imagine that in there. So years ago, I was at a community meeting, right? And I was sitting with the people. It was like neighbourhood committee, and all of a sudden I get a phone call. All right. Now, do you remember the summer riots that happened in England? All right, in I think it was 2011. I think it was.
yeah,
Or around then. Anyway, so they were where I lived, because I lived in Barking. It was being stormed by people smashing up and fighting the police. I get a phone call from my friend who's a serious alcoholic, right? And he goes, Malk, I need your help. There's lots of violence going on, and I'm in the corner drinking. I'm scared. And I said, what are you on about? You're a big guy, right? And he went, yeah, but come and get me. So I told the people in a minute, I've got to go. So then we all leave, and they go, where are you going? I went, I'm going to the riot, right? To help my friend. And like, are you crazy? Because, it was funny. So I run up there. I get there, and I kid you not, I go down this alleyway bit, and at the point there's people throwing bricks and that at the police, and it's like this, and there's only a few police guys there, like I think it was like 5, with the shields and that. All right, so I'm like, can't go this way, so I go, round, go to the thing. Luckily, it's a little bit more quiet there, but there's people, running around and stuff, and I get him. Right, we get back to his place. They come down because he lived opposite my mum's block of flats. Right, like they would be like there, and he was like here, so I could see my mum's window. All right, so I called my mum and go, "You're right," because the writing came closer to my mum's place, and they were setting cars on fire and stuff. Right, she goes, "I'm scared. Can you come out?" Right, so I said to my friend, "We need to go round there and help my mum." Right, and he goes, "I can't do that." Oh, what do you mean you can't do that?
he's just got in there.
Go. Yeah, I said I just got you. Why can't you come round? So I said to him, give me one of your hoodies and give me the baseball bat in your room, because I was like that. Well, I'll fit in with them and I'll cross over, because they were attacking people, So I finally got into my mum's and I told her lock the living room door, right? And I sat in the hallway of her flat that whole time, listening to Bill kicking indoors and that, and waiting for her to come in to fight with a baseball bat, because I had to protect my mum. Earlier that day, I was all chilled and I was like, oh, it's going to be a nice quiet night. So yeah, it was kind of a scary thing, but it reminded me, because I wouldn't have been out in the first place if it hadn't been for my friend drinking 22 to 23 beers for no good reason. I wanted to drink.
Perpetuating the stereotype again. Like your friend's perpetuating that stereotype, man.
Yep. Always.
Newfoundlanders, like British people, we get the drinking stereotype. We always do.
It is. The biggest problem with English people is the drinking, if you ask me.
Yeah. So you went on Mitchell Brothers on it and did it right.
Yeah, exactly. I've never been a big drinker. So I've always, because I don't like the loss of control of my emotional state. So, my view is, if you're drunk, you don't think. And if you don't think, you make mistakes. People can take advantage. People can do this. So I've always tried to avoid that. Same with drugs and all the other stuff, you know. It's I'll never understand why people feel like they have to, like drink an excess amount. I'll never understand it. 4 or 5 beers, you're relaxed. You don't need to drink 22.
When I was like in college, and this was literally first time college, like 3 months, like the first 3 months of college, I thought, okay, well, I got to go out there and I got to drink and keep up with other
And
people.
party, yeah.
Stupid stuff. But
you're still young though. That's the thing.
Yeah, but the thing was, like, even then, I didn't feel like it was me. You know what I mean? I didn't feel like that was so. Like, the drug scene was never a thing for me. Like, I never had to worry. Like, it was never something that I ever felt like, for people that got into stuff like that was okay. I didn't like if I remember being well, we used to host a lot of parties, but we always try to keep like hard drugs out of the parties. And if we knew that someone was coming in with something like that, they would be escorted. But there was a few times when somebody would OD, and we'd have to like take care of them or get them to a hospital or something like that.
Grab over the balcony. See ya.
Yeah, it's just like no, it was like but it was like. Luckily, where I lived, we didn't see like a lot of that. But it was around the time when some of the heavier stuff was coming into play.
Yeah, like the 80s and stuff. Where it's starting.
But it was like, so it was not a thing for me. So guys, like I'm gonna be like G.I. Joe and the Transformers. Stay safe. Don't do things that are gonna mess you up.
That's the only thing I've ever been addicted to, properly, right, other than movies, is probably Coke, as in the drink.
Zero here. Got some Zero here.
Yeah.
Zero has a new shiny label, by the way, which I dig. Yes, guys, if you're going to have some cool addictions, like movies.
And Coke. But the right Coke, this kind of Coke, not the other Coke.
Yeah, this is a good kind.
Yeah, this is a good kind. It's funny, isn't it, when you think originally Coca-Cola actually had it in it.
I know, it's crazy. Like, you're like, I'm glad it doesn't. Like,
I watched a documentary. I think it was with Gordon Ramsay, talking about the war on drugs and that. And when you see how they make like Coke, the drug, right? You're like, wow, people put this in their body when it's got petrol and gasoline and all that in the mixture.
Yeah.
Mental.
Popcorn. Yeah, there you go, popcorn.
My wife loves popcorn.
Especially when I dig those, like you put like the different like stuff on it. Like you get sometimes like dill pickle, like sprinkle stuff, or like the powders and stuff. That's the kind of powders I can get behind, like the popcorn powders.
Oh,
you got the salt vinegar ones. Like I used to go to like the theater, and they'd say, would you like a flavor packet? I'm like, yes, I'll take a couple. So which one do you like? I'm like, which ones do you have? Like, so you can mix them, and they'll be like, and for me, like, she can't stand butter in her popcorn, right? So she does not have butter in her popcorn. That's her thing. Sisters already has some butter, but me, I need that like fake ass butter that you like. So I'm like, she gets her popcorn, she's good. I'm taking, like I'm pouring.
Coming back on topic, did you see the Criterion put out their newsletter for October titles?
Oh, they did. We got a Criterion announcement.
Oh, it's there.
Yes.
For their, let's just see. I'm
here first, guys. Update.
October titles announced. We are going to look at these, man.
Yes.
Well, are you ready? I haven't seen them yet, so
have a look.
October titles announced. I'm actually kind of curious. What are they going to be? Come on. Bloody hell. I'm like,
what is it?
don't do this to me.
No.
Come on. What the? Criterion. What? Don't go mess with me, Criterion. Don't go mess with me when I want to look at your titles. Okay, here we go.
Oh.
Oh, you serious? Okay, so first off, we're getting it looks like we're getting a 4K. Don't Look Now. Are we getting a 4K? Don't Look Now. We're talking Criterion. We come back to Criterion. So Don't Look Now, October the 3rd. So we're going to get a 4K of that.
The others. Wow.
So 4K for Don't Look Now. 4K for Videodrome. That's going to be a big one for people.
I thought
But
that
the
4K
next one
was
is what I'm
already
excited
out.
about. Which, by the way, this is going super slow right now, so I do apologize. Freaks is coming out on Criterion.
Collector's set. Oh, I like that. Freaks, the Unknown, the Mystic Todd Browning slideshow, horror shockers.
That is so cool.
Wow.
The others is there. Nanny, which
I like that. I love that cover for the others.
That is nice. Freaks is a very on-Criterion cover, man.
Yeah.
That is so
weird.
different.
I'm having a look to say pricing and
Videodrome is
stuff.
4K. I want to see Freaks out. Like,
I've got to be honest. I love what they're doing with the like every week releases of them. So if you ordered 5, you'd get 1 every week. I like that.
I did not know that.
Because October 3rd, October 10th, 17th, 24th, and 31st.
That is cool. So Nanny's 31st. Like, see how slow this is right now for me?
Yeah, I've got it on my computer and it's slow on there and all.
Maybe it's because it's just announced. Freaks, the Unknown, the Mystic, Todd Browning, Sideshow Shockers.
Wow.
Okay, this is something I would not have expected Criterion to put out. But I'm very freaking excited. There you go, freaking excited. Freaks on Criterion. Holy crap.
That's
I
amazing.
remember it was hard to get Freaks on DVD for crying out loud. Application error.
Wow.
It must be crashing the site. It's got to be crashing the site, man.
Oh no! I wonder if it'll already be on Amazon. So if these are up for pre-order, does that mean you get them half price off right now?
I'm gonna see if Freaks is here.
Freaks Blu-ray.
Don't see it.
Nope, it's not on Amazon either at the minute. Let's have a look.
Yeah, I think the site. I think it's crashed the site.
That's mental.
You can't see the email on screen limit, baby.
Okay, no. Wow. Okay. Let's have a look.
Okay. I did not get the email, hint. Because Criterion likes you more than me. Send it to me. This one here. Because it's crashed the site.
This just shows you how popular they are, doesn't it?
Yeah, like
it's Freaks, the others, Nanny, Don't Look Now, Videodrome.
yeah. Send me the email. Forward it to me, that way I can actually look at it on here. My phone email.
I can't even load the site.
iCloud, yeah. I can't believe it actually crashed the site.
That's
It's mental.
wow. I can't get up. I can't even get anything to do with it up either.
No.
And Screen Archives has a sale, classic flick sale.
Oh, Screen Archives is a sale too. You sent me that as well.
Just go to their website.
Okay, there we go. So, come this October, a macabre mixture including 3 pre-code spine chillers from the Master of the Morbid, a gothic supernatural tale set on a remote country estate, and haunting modern-day fable of cultural dislocation in New York City, plus an ingeniously present 1980s body horror vision and unforgettable, disturbing psychodrama now on 4K UHD. Freaks, the Unknown Mystic, Todd Brown, Sideshow Shockers, very different from Criterion.
Yeah.
The others with Nicole Kidman, which it's a movie I absolutely adore.
It's a good film.
Nanny, which I don't know if I've seen. Don't Look Now. I've said many times on my channel that's one of the films that I would actually teach in film class.
Yeah.
And Videodrome, which is another fantastic film. I'm just going to see if I can get there by link. See if I can. No, man, it has totally crashed the site. That is freaking insane.
That is.
Guys, you have seen it here first. So Screen Archives is having a classic flick summer sale.
Do they ship internationally?
Yeah,
Yeah, they do. All other countries, $13 for first disc and $3 for each additional disc. Don't forget to add $3 for each disc in multiple CD sets. All the sent USPS airmail. Well, that's a lot, isn't it? So if I bought 10 discs, that would be like nearly $40. That's crazy.
I'm not sure how expensive they were when I know one thing, their shipping is freaking fast as hell. Because I got it when I was in Canada, in Newfoundland, which is a very hard place to get stuff.
So it's fast.
It's really fast. Like every time.
So
every
it's
time,
worth it.
Yeah, because every time, because you ordered so much, and they're like, if you use like the cheap shipping option, we can't assure you it's going to get there. And I'd be like, oh crap, use this $50 shipping option. And Maddie said Criterion is having 7-level blackouts. But I'm trying to find the sale.
Well, it says stuff's discounted. It doesn't actually say
classic flicks, right?
I think so.
Go to classic flicks. See if there's anything they're worth getting. And hope that they don't crash. Okay, because also we do have those, so it is classic.
Where do you get the classic flicks bit from?
I just hit the classic flicks on here. So, the rest they did the restoration stuff. They did the Little Rascals. I know I know classic flicks. So the Crystal Ball is here. Duke of West Point. I Met My Love Again. Little Rascals. You should have a couple of those actually. Yeah, there's 4 of those. 5 of those actually. 6. Okay. Henry Playhouse. Public Defender, which was a TV series.
Are these actually sale prices?
$7, $11. Yeah, I think that would be pretty much.
They're DVDs.
I think so. I think they're all DVDs actually. So if you're collecting the series, I guess it's kind of cool. But I'm not sure. Like I don't have any, so I wouldn't. I can't really, give a recommendation. The Little Rascals are Blu-ray though.
Yeah.
But like
my wife always says how great they are.
Oh, Little Rascals, cool stuff. So how many are here?
I mean, Blonde Ice on Blu-ray is $29.99.
Let's find out something. I'm gonna go to Amazon. I'm gonna go to Amazon. .ca. And we're gonna go to Little Rascals. I want to see what there's if they're here and if like what price here.
Yeah.
So are the classic flicks ones here? Well, yeah, they are on sale, I guess. Look at the prices.
Oh boy. God.
Yeah, like this is the first one right here. Regular $51.44. Let's go to Amazon.com. I want to just say, sometimes Amazon.com, because they'll have like stuff like, you know, better price because it's in the States and
Yeah.
stuff. But just to see, just give an idea. Rascals.
Oh, weird, because I don't.
Did he even have them? Let's see if I can find Blu-ray. Wait a minute, I saw that right, classic flicks. So I guess they're $24.99 for the later one. So yeah, it is cheaper to buy them from but you know, shipping those.
How much cheaper?
Well, considering that only on Amazon.com they're all there, and Amazon.ca they're all there, and they're like $40, $50 each. And here, like, you can find them, but you gotta look around. And even on here, it's $40.
But it's not the same set, is it?
Yeah, it is. That's the thing. It's classic flicks, right? Like this are classic flicks restorations. Like that's what they became. Like here it is right here, see?
Wow. Well, not much of a sale, really.
It's good if you're a Little Rascals fan. It's a good sale. If you're not a Little Rascals fan, then you're probably not gonna want it.
I mean from an international standpoint.
Like there's not a lot there, but it's a new sale nonetheless. And let's just take a quick peek and see if Criterion came back, or if they're severing out. I feel like they're severing, man. Criterion has done a severing.
They're not selling anything right now.
Yes. Oh, you could have pre-ordered. The pre-orders are. Well, not now. They're not, but they were. So, I have to ask you, Malcolm. Now, before I go, because my voice is going, are you going to pre-order any of those? Like, are you going to get any of those titles?
Well, I think if I'm going to get any, I think I'm going to pick up the others. Definitely Frakes. Don't Look Now, I think I've got the UK Blu-ray of, because that's the Donald Sutherland one, right?
Yeah.
So I've already got that on 4K. What was the other two?
Videodrome.
Videodrome, I already have the Arrow version of on 4K, so I won't get that. So probably... So I'd probably go for the others and Frakes, I reckon.
I'd have to look at the before I'd pick up that one because I'm not sure what it is. But there you go, guys. So thank you so much for joining us. If you like, share, subscribe, that helps a lot. We've been here for 3 hours and 30 minutes. You want to super chat or donate or anything like that? Much appreciated. If you don't, you can't right now. That's okay, as long as you enjoyed the ride. And thank you so much for coming. Thank you, Malcolm, for diving into this crazy topics of so much stuff. And I'll see you in a second. But guys, we'll see you later. I'll be here on Thursday with Maddie talking about Junesploitation and a tier list. So keep an eye for that, because there's some very, very different films, including Dragon Lives, Dragon Returns, and a bunch of other stuff. So
awesome.